right, everybody, welcome into the Couch Potato Sports Show. It is me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio, as we are here on our Sunday morning tradition that continues on into our 14th year. At the end of this season, it will be 15 years. And, I was sitting there thinking, going through that, we've been doing this show for 14 years, but we only just recently got this guy. And, I just kind of wonder, sometimes, how'd we do it without him? I have to admit, sure is a funny portion of the show. Wait, I gotta put him in. There he is. Good morning, Podfather. Wake up.
I really don't want to right now. I am exhausted.
What's that say? Once you go fluffy, you don't go back.
Look. Here's the thing. With where I work at, we had 2 back-to-back concerts. We had Ringo Starr and the All-Star Band on Friday, and then we had Fluffy up last night. Both were great shows. It was cool seeing the Ringo and the All-Star Band playing all the hits.
All 4.
No, I mean, they had one of the guys who wrote the song Africa. He was there to sing it. You had
Toto, Africa, right? Yeah.
Yeah. You had one of the guys from Dire Straits singing a few of his songs.
Okay.
I mean, it was a cool night, and then once again, then last night we got into Fluffy.
Steal money for nothing. That's what I gotta know. Ready?
No, I don't think he wrote that one. The guy was out there saying no, but Frankenstein was played.
Okay.
From I think it was Edgar Winters is his name.
Yes, Edgar Winters. Yep.
So.
Man, we're going old school. I love that.
Yeah, it was a very old school event. The crowd themselves. I mean,
Robert Martin made it out there too. So
did he?
Yeah, check out his pictures on Facebook. He already put them up in the videos and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So check that out. So yeah.
And then last time we had Fluffy out there, and he had 2 shows last night. He had one at 7, one at 10. We get out there to about 2 a.m. So it was rough.
Well, which one was funnier, the first one or the second one?
I was afraid he was going to tell the same jokes for both shows, and he did for the most part. But he took one story out of from the first one to the second one, right? And he put in a different one, so that was kind of cool. He kind of changed it up a little bit. But although I mean, I've never really watched him as a comedian. So to actually watch him live do his thing, and like he's got a firm grasp of the audience, and to watch him, I mean, he even reminisced to working, going out to Addison, Texas, and working at the Improv, and then when the show was over, he go right next door to the piano bar that was right there and get drunk. I'm like, yeah, that'd be it. That's the Addison Improv for you.
That'll do it.
So. Very cool to hear. I mean, and his stuff seemed like very much on point to where he was at. Yeah. He had been a big part of working at our older building that we did concerts at, and he talked about that and how he talked about the new place being what it is. And
by the way, what are they going to do with the old facility over there?
Well, see, it was connected to the casino, so what they did was they expanded that particular floor to the expansion floor. So there's just slot machines, and there's a barbecue restaurant and a bar in there, and it's really nice. It's just, it's a way to make a lot more money. Just put, and it's also smoke free. So
that's why I would love to go up there. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I love Vegas, but the smoke is enough to put you down for the count, and it's like, God, really?
Well, the cool thing about the building is that it's very well ventilated. So where you're not walking in, you don't walk out smell like an ashtray.
Right.
I mean, I'm there all the time, and I'm sure I've got my own stink too. I've been told about that several times.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's I mean, for the most part, I mean, yeah, the elements there, but at the same time, there are parts of the building itself that are smoke free. So
I would spend most of my time, going on with to stay out of the smoke and everything. It's bad enough. It's going on. That is concerned. By the way, I guess the Ravens are on here today. They're playing right now. So Baltimore Ravens. I guess they're over in London. Didn't even necessarily know that until I was just looking at the screen over here. Whoa, that's right. The Baltimore Ravens are they're on a little early. So I'm kicking on the getting past the what are they called, the advertisements to get to the show. So so find out what the score is and everything. 3-3 right now.
Okay.
By
the way, I totally forgot to put in my pick for Thursday's game.
Yeah. I seen that, which was really good for me. I need to take another. I got one on you today. I feel really good.
You did, but I mean, you're doing really good this year. It looks like your little whatever the hell our bet payoff was. It looks like I might.
You see, the funny thing is, I got the Santa stuff working. This is just an example. I'm going to go get the real setup on next Saturday, so I'll have it. I mean, this is kind of just to get an idea of what it would look like and stuff. So I don't feel like I look like Santa, so I'm hoping that the whole beard and everything will go through and be correct anyway. So
I saw a guy last night. He walked into the venue and his goatee. He's had the chin goatee, right, and he came down to here. And I'm sitting, and it's white, completely white. I'm like saying, "Sir, God bless you."
That's
I can't do that.
Well, see, and this is November 15th is my year anniversary of this. Is when I started doing it, because I was seeing so many, and I'm not going to get a lot of gigs this year per se that I think of, because I haven't really hopped out to do it yet, and just more in the fact I want to see what I look like before I do it. And then roll with it and see how it might work. I'll get some.
The one thing though about playing Santa Claus though, his voice is a hell of a lot more deeper than yours.
Well, I could do a little bit deeper voice.
But then that's just a put on, then, sir. I mean that's not being the real deal. Not even close.
Not even close.
You're gonna scare kids away, sir.
I know that. I was thinking, geez, I hope I don't scare the kids as much.
Honestly, you might scare the adults away.
Well, I was in the store and I had this, and I had kids looking at me, and the Santa unspoken talk to a child is this. I didn't know this until someone told me, and so.
By the way,
I give him a look.
By the way. Being Santa having to play Santa during the holidays, that might take up all your showtime.
Well, no. I'm not gonna play a Santa like in a store. I'm gonna go to like
events
where they watch kids. What's it called? Daycare centers. I know. Getting this to here, I just I know what I'm thinking. I just can't get it to here. That's what happens when you get old. I think is what.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah. So
I mean,
anyway,
hey, it's the same thing by you saying that the running quarterback can't be a success in the NFL. So
I didn't say that. What I said is see, and a lot of people are missing what I'm saying. Yes. By the way, 6-3 Baltimore on top of Tennessee. I said that the success that brings home the goods. AFC, NFC championship games and Super Bowls. Now, I did not have time to go back and look at it. I looked at it before, but I'm telling you right now, there's like only one that he might be considered a pocket, but you might say, I just forget who it is. I just didn't have time to do it.
Well, now you're saying that because I was, and I know we're going.
I just don't think they're.
Sonny, hold on a second. Before you jump all over me, give me a second. My issue was, what did you consider a success? Was it only Super Bowl? Was it only Super Bowl appearances, wins? What was it? And then now you're saying AFC and NFC championship games, right?
I said that all through what I was saying.
Okay,
how many of them got to the AFC? I said through the whole thing.
Okay, then Cam Newton is not a success?
No, he's the one that kind
He's
of
the
broke
one,
and made it to the Super Bowl. Didn't win it, but
right?
but that's one. How many Super Bowls have there been? I
Well,
know there's
okay.
been 56 of them. Okay, and there's only been a handful of running quarterbacks
Okay.
into the Super Bowl, and that's all I
Okay.
was saying. And they're not dominating to where you're seeing them in the last 6 years taking over and getting into the AFC. They might make it to the AFC Championship game, but not win it. Or if and when they did, they now. I had this debate with my brother. Jalen Hurts is not a running quarterback. A lot of people would think that he is,
Well,
but
yeah, I
he
was getting ready to
is
say
a
because
pocket guy and he will move around. I'm just, so.
yeah, yeah. When he moves around, he's opening up for the defense, which is, by the way, a running quarterback doesn't necessarily mean that they always have to break containment and just run like hell to whoever. I mean, if you use that, if you start scrambling around and just and make him to where now you're freezing up the linebacker, say, was he going to throw or is he going to come at me?
Right.
That's the threat. That's the threat, and that's what Jalen Hurts is able to do. So,
right.
I mean,
but at the same time, Jalen Hurts is not known as a running quarterback, and that's all. That's just all I'm saying.
okay.
Which, by the way, got lots of messages on the. I went back and see Bryce has a way of making me laugh. So he's kind of like you, and those that don't know, when we were doing the wrestling commentating, that guy right there had me laughing probably 50% of the time. I just, and I remember one time I came in, I was not in a good mood at all. Had a bad day working. And of course, it was U-Haul. That should have been every week, but I had a bad day. And that guy right there, that guy just kind of turned the roles on you. So you're good at doing that kind of stuff. Okay. By the way, you would make a good Santa.
No.
You got the round face. I got the narrow face. You got the round face.
Do you remember Prestonwood Mall?
Say again?
Do you remember Prestonwood Mall?
That was a long time ago, dude.
Yeah. Years ago, when I was 18, 19 years old, my dad knew someone that worked who worked as a photographer who handled all the Easter Bunny pictures, right?
Right.
And for about $10 an hour, I dressed up as the Easter Bunny and went out there and did the whole Easter Bunny thing. That's all I ever.
Were you a scary Easter Bunny?
Well, I had an ear that didn't work. I was kind of flopping down, but I mean, I wasn't scary. I mean, I would go out there and I would do things that other Easter bunnies wouldn't do. I'd actually walk out there. I'd actually go out to the skating rink and actually get on the ice. I can't skateboard the shit, but I mean, I just walk on there and just start, waving to kids and everywhere else. I was doing whatever I can do to, to get people to come over to see us, especially on days that were dead, like during the week.
Yeah.
And I was somewhat successful with it as far as them drawing more money because other people who played the character just sat there, whereas I had to get up and move because the damn suit was hot as hell and I needed air.
Yeah, so, I mean, move it around. That's what I'm worried about: sweating up a storm in the Santa suit, which is making its way to Sonny as we speak.
Okay, is it through Party City?
No, the funny thing is that real Santa suits don't go past 2X or 3X. I'm looking for a 4X.
That's not a real Santa. Santa's a fat ass.
Makes no sense to me.
I went to Party City one day and I was saying, I'm looking for a Santa suit, and they're like, okay, we have 2X. Like, look at me.
Yeah,
I'm 2X,
3X. My ass. No, I'm a real Santa. I got the real stuffing. I mean, come on now. But it is what it is. But yeah, I'm working on it. Getting a look. And Saturday I go in for the real dying and this right here. I stopped. That's where I stopped. Spirit, the Halloween place, and I was able to get some of the stuff to make this fully white.
There's a place in Addison called Costume World. I think they're still around, and they've got like costumes of all sorts there. And I used to go there to get a few things.
Do they got big old Santa suits over there?
They might. I mean,
send me a message in Facebook and the name of the place, and then I might go look at it. Well, next Saturday I'm getting the dye done, so I don't know how much how much time I'm going to have. I'm not sure how long this whole thing is going to take, so we'll find out.
Okay.
But full-fledged Santa next week. I mean, I'll have everything as good as it's going to be, and I'll getting that professionally done. This was just Sonny trying this to see what it would look like. So we'll see what that looks like. So full-fledged Santa next week. I might even wear the hat next week, depending on what's going on. But I'm pretty getting there, getting ready to be Santa. So it's good stuff. So all right, it is week number 6 of the NFL. It is the Couch Potato Sports Show. And here's one of the things, interestingly enough, the games that we're going to be talking about today, not as many as the first, 4 weeks. Last week was the first week of the bye. We got the second roll of the bye, so we're not completely full as far as the games and sets. So we got a lot of time, so we can talk about a lot of things up on the game. So what we're going to do, I think, as far as the games are concerned, we're going to go to the one that's live right now, and what we're going to talk about where and what we thought as far as the games were concerned. So this one here, Baltimore and Tennessee. Give me a look at what you were looking at in this game, because we saw Baltimore drop a game last week. I thought they'd win. I actually picked them. And then we got Tennessee, who can't decide who they're going to be right now.
Right.
So that being said, what is your take up on this one as of right now? The score 6-3 there in the second quarter.
Well, I mean, I picked the Ravens to win, and it's only because I know you don't. I know you're not a big believer in Lamar Jackson and all that stuff, because he's getting paid way.
Don't say that, because I picked him last week. Don't you?
Well, you picked him last week.
That.
You picked him last week because that's part of your picks. As far as the team as themselves, you don't particularly believe in it because you think they overpaid their quarterback, which is fine. It's your
the dude wins. Listen, I admitted it. The dude wins. He wins 70% of his games. Okay, and listen, that's impressive. But what my problem is when Lamar Jackson wins 70% of his games and Jimmy Garoppolo wins 70% of his game. Oh, Jimmy Garoppolo sucks, but Lamar Jackson is great. I'm past it.
Well, you have to deal with the fact that the guy you just mentioned. I'm sorry. I'm drawing a blank right now. I'm tired. I'm so damn tired.
That's what happens when I make a valid point. It just throws everybody off.
No. I mean, the thing is, look, both quarterbacks are injury prone. Okay.
Well, yes.
I think you get more out of Lamar Jackson. Once again, you get the running ability, you get the passing ability. I mean, unlike a lot of running quarterbacks, and I'm going to go on this conversation again. He doesn't. He doesn't run. He doesn't run first. Oh, I better throw the ball next. I mean, he'll look to see if he's open. If nothing's open, he'll take off, which works for him. But it also puts him out there. It also puts him at the risk of getting hurt. The thing is that with the Ravens, they construct a team. Back in the day, they were all defense. Okay, that was just that was their mental makeup, and they can win on defense as long as the offense can put up at least 17 points.
Right.
Now it's like the Ravens need to put about 20 to 25 points on the board, and then maybe the defense can kind of slow down the other team. Doesn't work all the time.
Yeah.
So we're going to this game tonight. I mean, once again, I'm not a big believer in the Titans. Now that might change halfway through the season because they seem to be a second half team sometimes to where they pack it on at the latter half of the season. Maybe is it too late? Is it too early? We don't know. Depends on how
figure out who they're gonna be about halfway through the season.
Which can be great, but also can be a detriment too, because if you've already lost let's say 5 or 6 games going into that point, then you're playing catch up, and now every game is almost a must win. Especially now because playoff teams, that thing's expanded to where you can get in at 9-7 or 9-8 or 8-9 or whatever. Which I think sucks, by the way. If you're a less than 500 team and you can make the playoffs, that kind of.
Oh, you mean like most of the teams in the NFC East when they made it back in the day?
That's true. But but once again, the NFC should beat the shit out of each other. They would legitimately beat the shit out of each other. So, it is what it is. But look, I'm not a huge believer in Lamar Jackson as being the guy, but he's the guy.
Well, they're proving it right now. It's 9-3 now. That's three field goals instead of getting into the end zone. I think I get what you're talking about.
You don't got to tell me about red zone offense. I have it with my own team, which we didn't even see it all this past week. But because they couldn't even get anywhere near the end zone, but except for one time. But it wasn't good. The less I talk about that game, the better. Because look, I know you want to talk Baltimore Ravens and Titans, and I know I have a short leash tonight. Can I just do a quick thing on the Cowboys real quick? Are you cool
well, I got someone in the green room.
Okay.
So let me bring him on in because he's the fine co-host of this program.
You can't see me.
Hey, it is that time. Right there, and then bring him in. There he is. Cuervo, good morning. How you doing?
You got the Dick Buckus jersey going. That's awesome.
For me, man, but that's okay.
Say that again.
I said you always pick the worst pictures to display of me, but that's okay. We're good.
What? Wait, hold on. Wait. What's wrong? These are great pictures. I couldn't get you. What I wanted to do is get you in the one where you're in the glove. I wanted.
The glove.
But I couldn't get it. What's wrong with these pictures? Well, I can't turn down the volume.
The one on the left.
Yeah, your Bears. I like that. See. Okay, so do this then. Send me some pictures that you would prefer because I gotta cut them up, and move them. I want the bear. I want the one where you're in the thing, but I couldn't get it to fit within my parameters of your intro. So,
okay.
Send me some. Give me something to work with. I guess you could say. Good morning. How are you, my friend? It's week number 5 of the NFL, and we are talking Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tennessee Titans. Forgot this was a morning game. I just happened to flip on the TV and boom, there it was. So that being said, of course, that's the name of this show. We got a total of 4 field goals in this game, 3 of them coming on the Baltimore side. And you go back from last week and see what Baltimore did. They lost last week, which hurt my feelings because I almost went on the other side. But not that I'm a believer in Lamar Jackson. I just said to myself, 70% of the games, this guy should be able to win this one. That's his number. 70% are winning. And listen, that's impressive, even for a running quarterback. Yeah, I said it. So that said, looking at this one going up against Tennessee, Tennessee and their problems at quarterback, they can't seem to get Derrick Henry to be Derrick Henry of last year or the year before or the year before. We're seeing a different Derrick Henry. And normally, in my mind, and I would get your opinion on this, when you see a Derrick Henry not being Derrick Henry, you got to get Derrick Henry. If he's not going to run the football, you need to get him in the passing game and get him set to where you got to figure out how you're going to bring him down. And that's what I look at when I look at Derrick Henry. What is your take, Baltimore Ravens, Tennessee Titans today?
Yeah. Well, I kind of forgot that this game was on too, and I just turned it on right now.
So
I don't know for sure, what Derrick Henry's done today, but I know what he's done so far this year. And I think this is just, once again, this is another argument of why teams don't, why the value of running backs has changed over the years. Because the beatings that they take, in between the lines and all that, it's only going to last so long. It's going to take a toll on your body, just because defensive linemen, linebackers, the size of these defensive players they're just getting bigger and bigger as the years go by.
Hitting
what is
harder and harder.
Yeah, they hit harder and harder. What used to be a safety or what used to be a linebacker 15, 20 years ago is now a safety size-wise. So, with that being said, even a guy like Derrick Henry, as big of a dude as he is, his body's only going to be able to take so many hits for so long. He's only going to be able to give so many hits. So I just think the whole point of me saying that is that Derrick Henry's body is starting to break down, I believe.
And it might be. And we're only seeing that. I mean, the injury last year, the year before, the little injuries that kept him out of maybe 1 or 2 games. Now they went last year a few more games. Now it might be, and I get it, and I get why owners are not floating out these big contracts to a guy such as a Derrick Henry because of the situation with him and the injuries going on. But when you look at where Baltimore is as far as their defense, I'll give you some numbers here. It's really interesting, especially on the defensive side. You want to talk about these teams being close? How about the points allowed for both of these teams? Tennessee only gives up 18.6 points a game. Baltimore gives up 15. Now, looking at that game last week, you would think Baltimore's numbers would be a lot higher. Well, they're not. And we're talking about average, so you're looking at that. So Tennessee has the 9th ranked scoring defense, and Baltimore, believe it or not, has the 2nd best scoring defense in the NFL. So, and you wouldn't think that watching last week, the Baltimore Ravens at all. You would think that they give it up quite a bit, but at the same time, I had a hard time going away from this because I don't know what I think about Derrick Henry right now. Their quarterback situation, whether it's Ryan Tannehill or whoever the hell they're going to play in the back, as a backup, is not good. So I look at 70% of wins for Lamar Jackson. And then I look at, well, we don't know what we're going to get with the Tennessee Titans. It's the reason why I went Baltimore when I looked at this game. So when you're looking at this game, what made you pick the team that you are picking in today's game? Now is you. Yeah, that's for you.
Okay.
Then I'll shoot it up to Trey to get his opinion as well.
Nobody told you my opinion, but okay.
What was I going to say? Of course it does, Trey. Of course. I picked the Ravens as well. I just think there's too many question marks with Tennessee right now. They're a very, show up one week and just completely flop the next. So that's really a sign of a team that, has a lot of problems and that need to be addressed. And I don't know if it's a coaching thing or just a personnel thing, but you were talking about the quarterback situation, Sonny. By the way, before I forget, I only got so much time, so okay. I'm being summoned to log off. We're taking the little one to Disney today, so
another trip to Disney.
I got time right now, so
oh, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got time right now, but it ain't gonna be much. So, but I picked the Ravens just because I think even though that they did lose last week, huh?
Ravens lost last week. It was overtime, if I'm not mistaken.
They lost. Oh yeah, the Colts. That's right. Wow, Gardner Minshew beat them. But you know what? I just think it's the same issue that we've been talking about for years with Baltimore.
Right.
Hey, let's go get Odell Beckham Jr. That's going to really solve the receiver problem. Well, seems like he can't stay in the lineup. The other receivers, they just
Flowers for some reason he's not just showing up, dude. I'm just saying. I mean, he's a good wide receiver. Now, is he not showing up, or is Lamar Jackson not recognizing where he is because of the way he plays?
I think it could be a little bit of both, but I just think Baltimore needs some receivers that can catch the football. and
That's
make
true.
them
A
play.
lot of drops last week.
Exactly.
And by the way, the one that recognized that was Bryce from Brooklyn. He was in there, and I was watching his feed, and he said, "Hey, he can't just drop these balls all day long. I mean, for God's sake."
Sonny, we've talked about this for years. When your best receiver is your tight end, that's not always a good thing. It's not
always.
So
No.
even at Kansas City, you can see even they struggle offensively. Okay, to put up 19 points against the Wife's Broncos. Listen, Denver's defense
have been excited about that game, but the problem is you got to score more than 19 points.
Exactly.
You're playing the
That's
Chiefs.
the thing. It's like, okay, you can get into the red zone, but can you put it in the end zone? And
exactly,
Denver, I can't. You got to give credit to the Bronco defense. They stopped them, but 3 out of 4 red zone opportunities, held them to field goals, or it might have been 4 out of 5 actually. So that's a problem. Exactly. Again, my point is, even the Kansas City Chiefs are not the exception to that. You got to have a dominant receiver in today's league, a number one guy that you can say, hey, he's going to just throw it up to him and he's going to make a play. All right. And I don't see that.
Did you see that Jason Collins is on? This is exactly, he just used better terminology than I did. But
that's not hard to do, sir.
Well, that's not hard. You're right. But he spelled it out. He's getting to the end of his career. Nick's certain hits that didn't hurt him 4 or 5 years ago. They're like, oh crap, that right there. And then you got a mobile quarterback who is not consistent and obviously don't make it to the end of the season. Just look at the last 2 years. That just shows up. The guy takes more hits than he probably should. But he is right about this game. These two teams are mediocre. And what hurts my feelings about this is I love me some Vrabel. I mean, I love him as a head coach. I don't want him to be the Titans coach anymore. I want him to be I want him to be the Raiders coach because I think he could turn that freaking team around big time as far as that is concerned. But just a thought.
So you admit you like a former Buckeye, huh, Sonny? That's interesting.
Vrabel. I love Vrabel as a player. I mean, the dude stood out on the football field, and I just don't think he has the personnel right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let me ask you guys a question.
Okay.
The day that the New England Patriot job becomes available, does Mike Vrabel get offered the job?
When we're thinking about that and seeing what's going on, and the fact that Robert Kraft has no problem with firing him, according to what the reports I read, I don't know if I believe that very much, but at the same time, I don't think it would happen during the season. But if it did, they put that interim in there, and would Vrabel be one that they would think about? I'm right there with you.
Listen, man. Patriot fraternity, man. Like he did so much for that organization as a player.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you offer it to him? He's been successful in Tennessee, despite what you may have seen the last couple of years. Think about where they were 3 years ago. The Titans were the number 1 seed in the playoffs. What, 2-3 years in a row, something like that, or 2 out of 3 years, or
that year where they were the first and then died out. That, oh my God, talk about disappointment, which is what is wonderful about the NFL.
But the point is, Sonny, Vrabel has the potential to get those teams to that level, right?
Great.
And so, for New England, obviously it's hard to let go of all that success that they had
and tradition.
And tradition. So, a guy like Vrabel might be a guy that can go in there and restore that pride, that the Patriot way or whatever. Maybe not exactly like Belichick.
Yep.
What he learned from him. I mean, it to me, it makes a lot of sense. And then as far as Belichick goes, there's no way that he gets fired. If anything, I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. they're going to move him up.
Exactly.
They'll move him into the front office somewhere. He'll get a corner spot or something, being an advisor of some sort or something like that to the coach or to the GM or well, he'd be a bad advisor to the GM, but coaching wise, excellent. But that's the scenario that I can see happening in New England, where Belichick gets promoted to the front office. They ask a guy like Mike Vrabel, who's Patriot alumni, to become their head coach, because his days in Tennessee are numbered, guys.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't see
he's on the high. He's got griddle marks on his ass right now, and so does Josh McDaniel. Thinking about that, I mean, thinking about the scenarios that could happen. Josh McDaniels right now is on a major hot seat in Oakland. So I love that idea as far as that is concerned too.
Yeah, I just don't know if he'll get another head coaching job, McDaniels, because of the decision making that you've seen from him. We're down 8 points. Let's kick a field goal. Like, that's just,
dude. I was thinking that through the whole. Matter of fact, my family, DC, and my brother, we get on. We're on video through the whole freaking red zone. And Sunday Night Football, we were yelling at each other about that. So interestingly enough,
Trey, the floor is yours. What's your thought?
Yeah, Trey,
the Pod Father.
The Pod Father's. He was at Fluffy. He was at Fluffy Nut last night, so he's doing.
Yeah, I was. I didn't remember.
He wants us to go on rant so he can get a nap.
Yeah, be nice. I gotta do all this crap again today too. So
yeah. Who knows what the subject will be?
Look, here's the thing. I'll just repeat what I said about the Ravens. I'll say we are talking about the Ravens, right?
Right. Still on Ravens.
Still on Ravens. Look. I still think Lamar. We have a touchdown.
15-3 right now.
Yeah, Zay Flowers. So if you got him on your fantasy team, you just got paid with points.
Paid.
Yeah, I just like the Ravens in this one. I still think the Ravens are the team in their division right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to take a loss here and there, but I think they're still the team in the North. And and I don't think Tennessee's going to have anything to stop them tonight.
So we're all on Baltimore in this one. They just took the 15-3 lead in this one. And so since you are time crunched, Cuervo, I'm going to let you pick the next game that we're going to get into so we can talk about the games that you want to talk about before you get out of here. So, and which this is the second week of buys. So we got... So us going off on a 30-minute tangent about the running quarterback last week didn't affect us at all because we still got off early.
I still gotta listen to that, by the way.
I posted it. It's on my page. You just got to go down on the in the posts and stuff to find it.
All right. You know what, Sonny? We'll talk. Where are we at? Let's go with your Jaguars today first against the Colts.
Jaguars Colts.
Yep.
Okay, I got to find my notes on Jaguars Colts because it's not in order. So hold on. Jaguars Colts. Where is it?
Well, what's the first game in your notes?
No, I just found it. I got it right here. So it's Jaguars Colts. Hey, 3-2 Indianapolis. Hey, it's Gardner Minshew. Mania again. I mean, we had the same BS back when he was a Jaguar. So he gets to see his Jaguar team, both teams 3-2. And by the way, very good win for the Jacksonville Jaguars last week. As far as where they are 3-2, I want to see him do better in big games. They went over to London and got the victory against an Atlanta Falcons team that I think people are sleeping on this year. So I think Atlanta is one of these teams that will, surprise you in certain points of the game. So Yeah, absolutely. And so that said, by the way, get that your should be a good one here. But as far as the Jaguars are concerned, you want to talk inconsistent? That's what the Jaguars are. Okay. But what they're doing, they have 5 games against 5 really good football teams, which in turn makes them 12-5 on the season, which is a pretty damn good record. I mean, if you look at it, but then they dropped one of the games a couple of weeks ago that were considered, and not only that, got their asses blown out, out of them. Now you got an Indianapolis Colts team that seems to be on a resurgence right now. I mean, it's excitement. Everybody wants to see him play. Both teams 3-2. This is the thing about this. Whoever loses this game drops to 3-3, and that's not a good thing within this division per se. I mean, I mean, it doesn't affect you that much per se because, not all these teams within this division are good. However, you don't want to be the ones, at the beginning of the season, Cuervo, we were talking, Jaguars are, no problem. They're going to win this division. Man, I'm close to taking a step back on that. Yes, I'm criticizing my Jags. I want to see more. Everybody, all you want to see is more. Yes, I want to see more. And if you don't want to see more from the Jaguars, you're not watching the damn games in reality because they are not showing up the right way. And Trevor is not. I'm not saying he's not the answer, but he's not playing up to that number one quarterback, that you expected this year. I mean, maybe it's me, Cuervo. Am I wrong?
Sonny, I don't know if you over the past couple of weeks, maybe you were asleep and didn't watch your Jaguars in London, but first of all, I think it was kind of shitty that they gave them 2 games in a row in London. Regardless, though, they went in there and they won both games. And it wasn't always pretty, but you know what? In the NFL, wins are wins, man. Like at the end of the day, that's all that matters, whether you win or not. So I think the Jaguars, they started off slow. I think they're starting to pick it up a little bit.
Might be.
And I mean, they gutted that win out against the Falcons, and then last week for them to beat the Buffalo Bills, that one really surprised me. I think it surprised a lot of people because, Buffalo had just came off of, destroying the Dolphins, who everybody, was like, oh, they're going to be the greatest offense ever. And they got shut down to 20 points against that Bills.
That's one of the big 5 this year they needed. They had Kansas City, which they lost. The second one was Buffalo. So they're 1-1 in the big 5 that they have on their schedule. But then they dump off a stupid game. I forgot who it was, but they got their asses handed to them about 3 weeks ago. So,
that was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, maybe I'm a little tough on them, but that was a really good win against Buffalo in London. So
it's a week-to-week league, Sonny. It cover your nuts when I say this, Trey. But look at the Dallas Cowboys. I mean,
I have a lot to say about the Cowboys, and it's not good.
I'm sure you do. And the floor will
that'll be the next game because I'm not sure what time he has to cut out this week, but that's the next game up on tap.
Ooh, nice play. Oh yeah, we'll go to that. We'll save the best for last. How about that?
Fair enough.
But listen, Sonny, I'm picking your Jaguars to win today. I think they're starting to trend in the right direction. They started off slow, but now I think especially defensively, I think they're starting to find their rhythm and they're getting to the quarterback and they're creating some turnovers, which you always want from your defense.
Absolutely.
So now they're back home after 2 games in London. They're feeling good about themselves. They went 2-0 over across the pond, and I'm not going to say they're going to blow Indy out because Indy's starting to pick it up too. Zach Moss is killing it for them. I mean, Jonathan who, you know what I mean? Like,
yes,
yeah, Taylor's back. That's nice. Zach Moss is dominating. right now for the Colts. He's making a lot of things happen for that offense. So, but I still think the Jags win.
So Trey, when you're looking at this one, divisional game, you're getting the excitement of what Indianapolis is now. They're 3-2 as well, which I wouldn't have thought they would be at this point of the season. So you got to look at that as a positive. However, the reason why they're 3-2 is not because Gardner Minshew was the starting quarterback that all these games. It was the fact that they had a different quarterback, a rookie that they were putting a lot of weight on the shoulders. But now it's Gardner Minshew time. It's Minshew time.
Minshew mania.
What do you think about? Do you think he can win this game for him in Indianapolis, or is this above his head?
Well, first of all, it's Gardner Minshew time because Anthony Richardson's out right now.
Yep.
And the thing is, he may have put the team on his shoulders, and which he might be not ready for, but he's done a really pretty good job of doing what he's doing. Yeah, he's going to make some rookie mistakes, but at the same time, he's doing a lot better than most rookie quarterbacks do when they start out.
I agree.
And I think because of that, the team has really built a lot of confidence around him. Now, that all gets kind of scratched once he gets hurt. Now we got to go back into Minshew. And
right.
does he have? Yeah, does he have what it takes? And it takes a while to really build that up with an offense, especially a young offense, and one that was missing their running back for the first part of the season. And now that he's back, and it doesn't mean that he's ready. I mean, is he in football shape? Is he in? I mean, football shape and regular shape. I say that about professional wrestling. You can be in great shape all you want. You're not in wrestling shape, until your body can take the bumps and the bruises that we all took there doing that. You're not ready. And if Jonathan Taylor hasn't taken the hits like he should have in preseason or in the regular season, just putting them out there and say, okay, let's see how you do. Good luck with all that. I know he has practice and everything else, but that's different. So I mean that's 50% contact right there. To whereas in the game, you got players on the other side trying to kill you, so they don't care. So that's a major handicap for Indianapolis today, and that's where I think Jacksonville. Yeah, they got 2 wins over there in England, and if they can move all their games over to England, I'm sure they do it. But that's not going to happen, thank God. But dude, I'm not a fan of the Thursday night games. I'm not a fan of the London games. Okay, I'm sorry, it's just me. But I think Jacksonville takes this thing. I think they're finding themselves, and they're trying to play catch up right now because they started off kind of haphazard. Yeah. So it's not a make or break game for either team.
I agree,
but it's definitely going to be a game to where whatever mistakes are made from both teams, it'll be noticeable. Because both teams are pretty much on even status right now.
There's not one above the other right now, and that's with an established quarterback with what's his nose in Jacksonville. His name's Trevor Lawrence. He should be hands above either Richardson or Minshew, and he's not. Now, that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. It's that time. I'm not sure why his camera's not good, but not showing the pretty face that's about ready to come.
Can you dig it, sucker?
That's right. I got it. I see. He's got something to show us before he shows the best smile on the internet. That's all I got to say. I'm taking because you really can't see him. Maybe it's we can't see him. I don't know. It's Bryce from Brooklyn. Look at that. You love that. He wore. You know what? It's the new relationship. It's the new love affair between Trey and Bryce there on the Couch Potatoes.
My guy right there.
Yeah, the toothpick. There it is. I love it.
Bad guy, man.
The bad guy.
I figured even though I mortally hate his football team,
I'm starting to remotely hate my own football team too. So it's okay. I'm fine with that.
Even though, and Sonny, I only have 5 minutes because I got to run, but I wanted to come on because I like the Podfather so much, and I felt almost bad watching that game last week. So I figured I would wear this T-shirt,
try to make him happy.
Rezo Ramon loves the shorties, as this T-shirt was.
Hey, bro, it brings a tear to my glass eye, sir. Really, I mean, it's really awesome.
A tear to his glass eye.
I figured I would do that. Sonny, I only came on because I wanted to say, never, ever bet against my Steelers.
I know. Well, every time I bet against them, they lose.
The Baltimore Purple Jabronis.
Yeah.
Never.
Which, by the way, they're still up 15-3 right now in the morning show.
Oh, no, that's fine for this week. But last week, the Pittsburgh Steelers have this crazy way of, after they play horrible and get blown out, they come back the next week. I think the record's like 24-2.
Yeah, maybe if you would have gave me that stat, maybe I would have changed my pick.
I mean, you should have known.
You're a week late with that stat.
Sorry, aren't you the hardest working man in sports radio? Come on now.
Hey, I'm busy. Dyeing my
you
beard and
trying to be Santa.
To be Santa,
it's
man.
Fall, sir. It's fall, sir. Come on.
Listen, I told you what was going to happen, and you didn't want to listen. I couldn't see it, but now. You see,
matter of fact, let me cover my cup. Sitting at
the bye week for all of our warts, 3-2 first place. Hey, what can you say?
So I'd agree with you, but we'd both be wrong. I was wrong. I was. All right. All right, but since we only got you for 5 minutes, what's going on with your Pittsburgh team this week? And we'll say adios to you. Are they on the bye?
So 2 things. They are on the bye. Podfather, he was too busy going on wild rants about running quarterbacks to listen for his picks. And that's why.
Exactly.
And then,
by the way,
Pittsburgh on the bye. I am very disappointed that Mike Tomlin has clearly doubled down and not fired Matt Canada. What he is saying is that players make plays. Like, it doesn't matter what we call, and players got to play better. And Matt Canada in the press conference is doubling down on that
point, man. I'm telling you right now,
they
don't respect him. It's obvious they don't respect him. I mean, and the news. I didn't dive into it, but John Gruden is supposedly rumored to be. I was wondering about that.
I want him back only for one reason only. So Frank Caliendo has that character to bring back to TV. That's the only reason why I want him back.
It's not going to happen.
It's not good. You're right. That is not going to happen.
Look, when you listen to Matt Canada, he really this week in his press conference during the bye took no responsibility. He said, well, we're not where we want to be, but, players are frustrated. They know they have to play better. And there was none of this. It's on me. This offense hasn't worked because of me. So him and Mike Tomlin have doubled down on this philosophy of players make plays. And so for me, in terms of offense moving forward, you're going to get what you get. I mean, I don't have a lot of faith in that offense. They haven't done anything to really boost the fans' faith. And you're going to just continue to hear fire Matt Canada at Penguin games and Pitt games and any other games.
I heard that, and I cannot believe that no one's listening to the fan then. I mean, when you got it at a Penguin game that someone's yelling Matt Canada, that, But, by the way,
it is what it is. Matt Canada is the bane in our existence, much like Jerry Jones is the bane of the Cowboys' existence on a GM side.
Get you.
Just never goes away.
Oh, that's I want to get into that so bad.
Make sure you record it because I want to watch that segment when we got to strap in for the Podfather for the first time.
Oh, it's coming up soon, sir, because I got places to be too. But let me tell you, I went on my show, Tailgate Talk, on Thursday night, and I did a whole thing on Dak Prescott. And I'm going to get into it here as well. But, man, you would think I just jumped ship completely. I haven't because I still believe the blue and silver, but I'm a realist. I'm not one of those Cowboy fans that just no matter what happens, that's all I see is glory, which they haven't had in 27 freaking years. So I mean, I'm more of a realist about this, and I can see flat out that this team's in trouble, and especially with the person who's at the helm. And I'm not talking about their coach. I'm talking about their current general manager / owner. Trust me, we're getting all that. I'm just
yeah. So that being said, Bryce, pick a game that you're looking at this week, and then we'll let you go so you can do it. I love the fact that he wears a Razor Ramon t-shirt coming on. Not only does he have the best smile on the internet, he even has one of the best t-shirts on the internet. That's one of my favorite pictures of Razor Ramon.
ALCS, bro. ALCS.
Here we go.
I appreciate that. You know what game I'm looking for? And Sonny he's gonna put the laughing monkeys and start making fun of me. I'm looking forward to the Cleveland San Francisco game.
Yeah.
I think, and let me tell you why. With their ability to run the football, I think that game might be closer than people think. Now, look, maybe I need to be drug tested. I just got a feeling that I'm not saying Cleveland's going to win, but I think that game could be closer than what people think. I got the 49ers winning, but I think that game might be closer, particularly if they can run it, because Cleveland's going to run it whether you put 8-9 in the box or not. They have a clear identity, and they got a defense that if they can control the game on offense, they can make it close.
Well, that just all depends if they can run faster away from one certain guy on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, if they're going to run it toward him, that's going to be a Nick Bosa smorgasbord for him. If they run away from him, listen, Nick Bosa is not a slow dude. It's whether or not someone will get in his way in order to get it to try to stop him. So yeah, you got to run him away or slide that running back out of the backfield and let him make plays with his legs away from Joey Bosa. I agree with you. I think it's gonna. I do think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's a touchdown, not a field goal, kind of close, but still close when you think about the powers to be in that game and who is on the field at all time. I mean, Purdy looks like a freaking MVP candidate because he's got all the tools behind him. And I've never heard such a line of crap. Oh, look at the team. Look what he's got around him. He's not really all that good. No, what happens is when you get all the things around him, he becomes what he needs to be. He becomes Brock Purdy. He becomes the MVP. He becomes the guy that you got to watch for the rest of the year.
All right. Now
I didn't clip. I didn't actually
MVP.
Clip it in. But
let's. It's time for me to go. Podfather, I'll leave you to deal with that nonsense.
Oh, thanks.
Well, Bryce, always good to see you. I love that. I'm telling you, you don't believe it, but you got the best smile on the internet. I'm telling you, you do. And I don't know. This is the guy that has to. He has to rope-a-dope all the women that are going after him because he's smiling. He's just rope-a-doping. So it's just one of those things. But
Podfather, he's setting me up for the backstab, for the chair shot. It's coming.
No. Yeah, what I did, week one, I did that. Okay, I apologize. I mean, I think I was right, but it don't matter. I mean,
you were right.
I was right. So I call it like I saw it. But I mean, look. The thing is, because you and I have you and I have our own little fight here against Sonny about the running quarterback bullshit. Okay, so I mean, clearly, yeah. Okay. Hey, look. Bryce needs a good manager to stand next to him and help him lead him onto the promised land. That's what I'm here for. That's what the network is for, sir. So
yeah, he'll sweep the legs out from underneath your opponent when
I wouldn't. Well, I would do that. Yeah, I would trust me.
He's going to drive you to the dentist to keep that great smile working for you. Though.
Listen, if I can take Sonny, bring him to the corner, and beat the living shit out of him because I can, I would do it in a heartbeat. But because I'm here and you're there and you're in Brooklyn and all this other crap, I mean, where we're at. But hey, much love to you, sir. You got your Razor Ramon shirt. Love it.
Before you leave, where are you going to be? I follow you on Facebook. I look at and I don't do this for very many people. I look at what you're doing during the week just because you're that guy. What you got going on this week? What can we see that's going to be happening this week?
Nothing too crazy other than it just started last week, the Brooklyn Horror Film Festival. I like horror movies.
Yes.
So like horror movies. So going to see a couple today. That should be fun.
By
That's
the
the reason
way,
why you're ditching us. I get it.
So Sonny, honestly, there's a term for what you're doing to Bryce. It's called being a stalker. So stop it. Okay. I mean,
or Mark, right? You know, the wrestling term, Mark, is that what it is?
Right,
yeah,
but
Mark doesn't sit there. Well, actually, I think they would sit there and go, "Oh my God, he's going to be at the mall on this day. I'm going to go there that day." Okay, and I'm backstage so I can see him on it. Dude, we got a lot of that at the show this past week because we had Ringo Starr at the show, and I had all these people say,
"You'll never get off air if you don't go."
Oh, you're one to talk. You're one to talk, sir.
That's my show. You know.
Good seeing you.
Bryce, good to see you, my friend. Love it.
Enjoy today's games.
You bet. Oh, we will, and it is. We got great. Love Bryce. He makes me laugh. See, that's why I like both of you. You guys at least are able to make me laugh, whether it's me or just what it is. So, that being said, where were we?
I was going to talk about the Cowboys, but then you jumped.
The Cowboys. So let's go to the Cowboy game. Interestingly enough, and then we'll get back. And I'll just slide Cuervo back until I see him back into the green room. Let's go to the Cowboy game. It's Monday Night Football, which, of course, I mean, when are they not in prime time? Which is most of the time. But they're in prime time.
They draw the number, sir. That's why they're there.
Well, see, and there's something to be said about that. I will go ahead and I'll even admit it. I mean, when you get eyes on the products and asses in seats, whatever reason, whether it's Dominic Mysterio, which, by the way, I'm loving Dominic Mysterio. Just for the record, and I love.
And you were so anti him at WrestleMania too.
No.
Yeah,
I'm anti-wrestling Dominic Mysterio.
Right.
His character. I mean, the Friday night, Triple H is so great. Well, there's something wrong with the mic. I'll give him another mic, and it was just classic. By the way,
by the way, don't you find it funny that the two GMs of both products, both Raw and SmackDown, are both former NWA heavyweight champions?
Interestingly enough, I don't know wrong one. Jeez. There we go. Interestingly enough about that, we'll just take a little fork to the left on that. By the way, I want to see that guy back in the ring. I love him. I loved him when he was over in TNA. Whatever they called it, Impact. I loved it. Loved him. Loved his character. Loved what he did. Now he's more of a backstage guy. Are we going to see him actually get out there and wrestle? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what the plans are. I don't think so. I think the in-ring stuff for him has pretty much come to not an end, but a halt for the time being. I think he doesn't need it anymore. I mean, he already got the title he won, and he had it on multiple occasions.
Right, 3 times. By the way. I know this one. I like that guy. I like that guy, and I like LA Knight when he was over there as well. I liked him better over there, but he's more fan favorite now, more so than bad guy wrestler. Kind of. I love that portion of it. But I do like LA Knight.
But I think putting those two guys. I mean, Adam Pearce has done a remarkable job, not being much of a threat to anything. I mean, he's not the I gotta have screen time GM that we've had to deal with for so many years. And that's nice. And Nick Aldis do the same thing. I did like the idea that he came in immediately as a fan favorite because he plays a great heel. But
there's no question.
But that doesn't quite his heel doesn't get over in WWE like it does in other promotions. Whereas
I agree.
He can cut because he's done so much and people already know the real Nick Aldis because it's all out there. Absolutely. He can sit there and talk about Cody Rhodes and talk about stuff like that, and then all of a sudden, people are going, he gets it. So, that being said, your show.
Okay.
It
Like I
does.
said, we just ripped a little bit.
Even I do that. But look, I'm gonna do it on my own show for one day. So be on Offshoots TV. So yeah. That being said, that's Sonny's show, by the way. And
By the way, I had to bail on you, and I do apologize for that.
Yeah, you did.
When the crew gets together, when the crew can get together outside
I've
of the
been
booth,
trumped.
I've
been trumped by the crew. I got you, bro. I got
yeah,
you.
yeah, you did. I'm sorry, and I
What a dick move that was, by the way. Anyway, having said that,
having said that, I mean, listen. This is the game I'm torn on, and I'm going to watch the injuries. I'm going to watch the final things on this one. I actually had the couch potato quarter. I was about ready to flip on this one.
Put it down. Put the quarter down. I'll tell you who to pick right now.
All right. Well. Enlighten me, Podfather, because this is a game where you got two teams that are exactly alike. They're the same damn team. In reality, they got all the hype but can't get the wins, and when they should win, they lose. I mean, you got a quarterback. They're great quarterbacks. Are they great quarter? I don't know. One's better than I don't know. So I'm not going to do this. I'm actually going to listen to what the Podfather is, because I know you did more research than I did. So, what's your take up on Chargers and the Dallas Cowboys?
Teams that get the living hell kicked out of them by this particular 49er team do not win the next week.
See, I didn't know that.
Mike McCarthy, however, coming off a loss like that, is 9-1. So you have those two things kind of going against each other. No, it's true. No, it's been looked into.
No, I believe you. I just hate. I just hate.
I mean,
I just hate the stat.
It's a shit stat. Yeah, I get that. Here's the thing. Dak Prescott. I have backed this guy for a long. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. Okay,
I have to.
For I think a lot of us have, because he's a nice guy. He's gone through a lot. We feel his story.
Handsome. Well, everybody loves him off the field.
But here's the thing. In big game situations, he is 3-26 out of 101 games.
That's not good.
101 games, he is 3-26. That is bad.
That is bad.
You gave this guy a lot of money into the last contract. That has been
big time.
Yeah.
Remember, there was questions whether he'd hold out.
Sonny, you want me to talk, or are you going to keep talking over me?
No, I just just quick ones, not.
I know. Oh, they're not even quick. You're not quick, sir. You don't have that in you. So you're fooling me. But listen, at the end of the day, Kellen Moore, when he had this offense, albeit we were not a big fan of Kellen Moore's play calling, he had the number one team in the red zone. That was last year. What are we this year?
I don't know. You're the Podfather. You're the Cowboy fan.
We are in the high 20s. I mean, that's not good.
That was terrible. Crazy knuckleheaded terrible.
So, I truly think that. I mean, I'm glad we got rid of Kellen Moore. He needed to go. His style wasn't working with this team particularly. It wasn't getting us over the hump. But either is Mike McCarthy's play calling either.
Right.
And one of it is because you don't have a solid running back.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a solid number one receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You're out there saying I'm a number one receiver. You have not proven it.
Mm-hmm.
And your quarterback is not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott is up for a contract renewal. He's going into contract talks late this year and into next year.
Mm-hmm.
$40 million.
They're not going to pay that.
No. We think they're not going to pay that. Jerry Jones is a whole other problem. Okay? Because here's the thing about Jerry Jones. He is 80 years old. Turns 81 this week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Does he want to put 5 more years of his life out there on a rookie quarterback, or a find in the offseason?
Okay.
Or does he want to ride this does he want to ride the Dak Prescott train until it can't run no more? I don't think he can run anymore. And
I think there's time for a switch.
Yeah, but I'm not saying who we have currently in house is gonna be the end all be all. I don't think Cooper Rush is the answer. I don't think Trey Lance is the answer.
Oh, I don't think so either.
No, so you're stuck, and you're stuck with him for another year. By the way, I mean that's just facts. You got him for 2 more years.
Who, Dak? Is that where his contract is?
Yeah, you got him for 2 more years anyway. So I mean, the contract talks start a year before. So and he's looking at cashing in.
Well, they're probably are they even going to talk to him about that until something?
Well, they shouldn't. They shouldn't talk to him at all about it because here's the thing: you haven't done anything.
As of right now, he hasn't.
You are 7 years in the league, and your performance has gone down.
It has.
You start off great. Rookie year, didn't throw a lot at you. No one knew anything about you, and you lit the world on fire. Fantastic.
And you had Tony Romo as an offensive quarterback coach with you as well in the first year. Which, by the way, just really quick to interject, that is what they should have continued with Dak Prescott, is to have Tony Romo right there.
I think Tony Romo's pretty happy with the CBS contract.
Well, there's no question he was, but he wasn't in the booth before then.
But
should have jumped on him and said, "Hey, let's do this."
But I think he was a smart one to get out because clearly people are going to look. If Dak were to screw up, people are going to say, "Let's go to Romo," and maybe Romo wasn't ready to take another hit. I don't know. I'm not him, but I do know this: Dak Prescott, he plays scared now. He plays very scared now.
Very timid.
He's not educated on the entire field. Yeah, as a quarterback, you have to look at all of your routes. He doesn't do that.
I get what you're saying. I think I agree with you.
He doesn't put the ball in places where the tight end can really get to it, and that's why there's a lot of drop passes and a lot of just incompletes with that. When he gets flustered, he throws picks, and last week he threw 3.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, if you're going to
only one before that game, only one.
Who did they play? Who have they played?
Well, that's not the point because
it is the point because
bad football teams.
Time out, Sonny. It is a point. They played the Giants. They killed them 40-0. The Giants had nothing to offer. They played the Jets the following week. They had nothing to offer.
Well, the Jets are a good defensive football team,
but
I disagree with you.
But once Dallas lit them up, their game fell apart.
Okay, that's a good point.
Okay, then you go to Arizona. Arizona lit them up. Okay, and made Dak throw his pick. Then here comes New England. New England has absolutely nothing. They are shit right now. Bottom line, they are shit. They don't trust their quarterback. Their coach is not. This is reminding him what it was like when he was with Cleveland. This is exactly what this is like for him. So he's not having fun with that at all. You can tell. I mean, the press conferences, he's saying a lot less than he was when he was winning.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got then of course here comes the game the Cowboys said we're looking forward to. We're getting up for. This is going to be it. And you go to San Francisco and you do what you did. I'm sorry. You need a leader on that team. Dak Prescott is not a leader on this team. He is not the vocal guy on the team that needs to be the leader of this team.
Keeping it real.
You have a guy on defense, Micah Parsons, great player. He should have taken on a bigger lead for that game because your quarterback wasn't.
Okay.
So because of that, I think Dallas right now is in turmoil, big time turmoil. And
let me ask you a question.
Also, before you ask me a question, they can come out of it. They can come out of it. I don't think it'll be this week against the Chargers because, like you said, they're the same team.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing about the Chargers: the Chargers are going up, Cowboys are going down, and until this can balance out, which is not going to happen this week. Unless Dallas stayed out there I don't know if Dallas even came home this week. If they came home, practiced at home, then went back out to California, they're in trouble. because now you got the time thing and you got whatever else going on. And
2 hour time difference. But it is
it's
Monday Night Football, though. So
Okay.
I don't know. If it was a day game, I think I'd go into that with you. But it is Monday Night Football.
doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter because it's 1 day away. And
Well,
honestly,
that's true.
and you're going to go into the bye. Dallas going to go into the bye at 3-3. And what are they going to do? Are they going to look for another quarterback? No. Are they going to look for another receiver? Maybe. I mean, I know they got linebackers coming in. I know they got different players on the defense coming in to help take up from the Trayvon Diggs thing. But they need help on offense. They can't freaking score. And if Cleveland goes in there and puts points up against the Niners this week, what does that say about Dallas?
Doesn't say a lot about Dallas. I listen. I think I'm on the get rid of Dak Prescott. Now, last year you couldn't do that. The year before you couldn't get me to get off the Dak because of the problems. By the way, you do know who the offensive coordinator for the Chargers is, don't you?
Yeah, Kellen Moore. I just said that.
Yeah, I just
You think he doesn't know Dan Quinn's skeletons?
and that's what and by the way, that is, I think that's my point, and we're part of where I am thinking on the pick. Now that being said, of course, that's the name of the show. Hold on, let me just switch this. Because we got the man back in the green room and bring him back in. It's Cuervo. Cuervo, we're talking the Dallas Cowboys and the Chargers.
Okay. I got 2 minutes.
Okay. Bears, go.
I think Bears win. They're picking up momentum. No Justin Jefferson for the Vikings. I feel like
is he a question mark today in that game? Is he a question mark?
Ooh.
Justin Jefferson.
No, he's out. He's out 4 to 6 weeks.
He is on IR.
I did not know that. Thank you for the
really?
update. I might have to change my pick. I don't know. I'm not on your Bears, but that's an interesting deal right there. Yeah, I picked your damn Bears. They got their asses handed to them. So a couple of weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, they got their asses handed to them. Anyway, that said,
Trey, why is Sonny living in 3 weeks ago? He talked about 3 weeks ago with the Jaguars. Now he's talking about 3 weeks ago with the Bears.
Because 3 weeks of being good is not enough for Sonny to say you're getting better or you're good. I want to see wins against good football teams. That's when I change my opinion.
All right, that's fair. I mean, the Bears' one win is against the Commanders, so
yeah.
But I got news for the Vikings are nothing without Justin Jefferson, and honestly, they're kind of falling off the. They're falling down the rankings right now because they've lost 2 games in a row now.
Yeah,
they're 1-4.
They're 1-4. So clearly, they're not as good as we thought they were going to be.
Oh, wait, you're right about that. I wouldn't argue that point.
But then having said that, I mean the Bears are the Bears, right? I mean Justin Fields, is he good? Is he bad? I mean, it depends who he plays, right? And right now, he's playing against a 1-4 team that hasn't shown anything. I think the Bears, they at least got some fight. I'll give them that. They got some fight. Now they
always have fight. The Bears have always been that way. If I had my Dennis Green, audio, the Bears are who we thought they were. We know who the Bears are. We don't know who the Vikings are, but we're going to find out without Justin Jefferson, without his main guy. I mean, I didn't realize that. I knew he got hurt. I didn't know. I thought it was a week-to-week deal. I didn't know they IR'd him for a couple, and the IR is 5 weeks. So they got 5 weeks without Jefferson. So that's a tough one. 4 weeks? Is it 4? Gotcha.
Minimum 4, but they're saying he's out 4 to 6. He's the bad hammy Jefferson. That's what's going on with him.
Bad hammy. I thought it was an ankle too. So I thought there was more in that game. They were talking about that. I haven't done any research on that on him. because God, what a bad game. But you know what happens, Cuervo? Let me ask you this. Aren't these, I mean, this is a bad game. Let's be honest. They're usually the most entertaining of the week.
Black and blue division.
Yeah, I think that's another one. That's another thing. It's like you're reading my mind. You know, our love affair is better than Bryce's and the Podfather. I agree with you. It is that division of football, and you want to talk unpredictability, especially with no Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, who are the Packers are running away with the division. And hell, I don't even know what I think about the Lions. What do you think about the Lions this week? Because
they are playing.
The Lions have Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay and our favorite quarterback out of everybody's favorite quarterback in Tampa Bay.
No,
what do you, I get that one before we get you out of here.
The only reason I'd want to watch that game, guys. Yeah, Lions Bucks. The only reason I want to watch that game is because I want to see the creamsicles again. Tampa Bay is going to wear the creamsicles today.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That is nice. Yeah. But you don't have any love for the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, you know, who you think is going to win this game? Are you going Lions or Tampa Bay?
All right. Yeah, Baker. Yeah.
Yeah, Baker. Yeah. Who you got in this game? 100%. Who are you picking? Lions? You're going Lions.
Lions.
Okay. All right.
100%.
100%. So should I get drug tested if I'm going on the other side?
Jared Goff is the Lions quarterback, son. I think you're getting confused.
Listen, well, yes. I know I have that problem. You know, Jared Goff just can't remember the guy's name.
Is that why?
That's why.
Are you thinking
that is why? Because every I'm looking on the other side because of that. You're going to overlook these guys because I'm not going to argue with their recent success. I won't do that because that'd be stupid. Looking at them now, the Lions look like a real NFL football team, but it'll be that one. He's had to go because he got that call from his wife. That's what he said he would do that. He said when the wife said he's got to go, he's got to go. But this is a game. I'll get to the Podfather on this one. Looking at this game, I mean, I know the Lions. Listen, Lions are a better football team, but is this going to be that game where they go in there thinking they should win this and they overlook this football team and they overlook Mike Williams out in receiving the football? Baker Mayfield won a lot of games that they had no business winning when he was with Cleveland. I know it's a little bit different now, but his skills haven't diminished from that time to where he is now. And so what I look at and I love the Lions. Listen, I'm a Lion fan. I am a Lion fan, but it just is like the Jaguars. I want to see it on a consistent level. Right now, they're being kind of consistent. Is this going to be the game that trips them up today, Father?
It could very well be. I'm not picking the Bucs though, because if they're going to wear the creamsicle colors, that's not a good thing for them.
I think it is. I think that's awesome.
I mean, it's an awesome look for TV, yeah. But I mean, I can't say it's done a lot for them, professionally. But look. Not that what you wore in 1980 is going to matter what you do in 2023, but I'm a Dan Campbell fan. Okay.
Yes. Hey, that's a great name from yesteryear. I love it.
Right, and I think he's got this team where he wants them to be.
I think you're right.
Now there's going to be a week they're going to trip up. It happens, but it's one thing no one talks about though in the NFC is the Lions. They're talking about the Niners, talking about the Eagles, but you never hear them talk that much about the Lions.
Would that be because of their situation and what they are doing? They are 4-1, and it's just because we're not used to seeing the Lions ever at 4-1.
That's the problem. That's the problem because they're the Lions. They're still trying to get out of that shell. You do that
just like the Browns when they were no good,
You do that by winning. Okay.
Yes.
Bottom line, you do that by winning. You can't let a game like this slip you up. I don't think they're rigged that way. I don't think the Lions are going to take a day off because they know they can't take a day off. Yeah, they're gonna get tripped up eventually. Someone's gonna get them again. I don't think it's gonna be the Bucks. I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it'll be down to a field goal, but I don't think it'll. It's not going to be the end all be all for the team, but they need to have a more positive thing to go forward with this, especially because the game's going to get harder as they go on.
Absolutely.
And
this team not used to doing it,
right. You learn to stack wins. Stack wins that don't matter. So when you play games that matter, then you're in a 50-50 shake. At least you knocked out the competition that you could beat. And they can beat
that's
the
a
Bucks.
good point. Yeah. And it's not like they make the schedule and they say, hey, this is the team we're going to play. It doesn't work that way.
No, the NFL makes a schedule and says, hey, you know what? The Jets versus the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football. That sounds like Aaron Rodgers versus Mahomes. We could four plays into the season. Well, there's no more Aaron Rodgers. Well, great. Now we have to sell, so and so versus. I mean, it's a crapshoot because once again, injuries play a big part of that. So, look, right now the Lions are on a good trajectory. That's a word. And
that's the word. Hey,
thank you. But listen, folks, if you read my title, I'm the extremely worn out podfather. I am tired as hell. And I can take more, but I'm just going to get the hell. I got a headache already. So it is what it is. Maybe it's because Sonny won't shut up. But anyway.
It might be.
It might be. See, you want to see he's like, if you invent the zipper to put on his lips, he'll eat right through it. He don't care.
You never know.
Here's the thing. The Lions have to win.
Yes.
To keep the flow going. They cannot afford to be tripped up. They're going to be tripped up eventually. Ain't going to lie. But it's not going to be today.
I've been leaning Baker. But the problem more so is just when I and another reason, I mean, you look at the game and the fact that the Lions are not at home, that bothers me a little bit on this game as well. The only problem is just when you hit the numbers, when you look at the numbers. The Lions are dominating the Buccaneers on almost every stat in reality. Just quick examples when you look at that. As far as the passing offense, the Lions and Jared Goff, they're 9th in the NFL, averaging 243. Baker on the other side, 214. The pass defense, the Lions, they are giving up 224 yards a game. That's best for 17th in the NFL. On the other side, 223. That's best for 16. So on the pass defense, they look pretty good. The pass offense, there's a difference as the Lions are number 9 and the Buccaneers are 14. But really where these games are won, and if you go back and listen to Tom McManus up on this show, this game is won on the line. This type of game right here is where the game is won on the line. And I don't like the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, are not really stopping the run. I mean, they're 25th in the NFL against the run. So when you look at that kind of thing and you ask yourself, what's coming your way? The seventh best offensive running attack in the NFL is going to go. And that's where the game's going to be won or lost. And it's going to be on that line. And the Lions have got the offensive line to run the football. And I think we're going to see a lot about that because I think St. John's is going to be out again in this game. Let me see injuries real quick on the Lions. St. John's is probable. So there's another reason to maybe pick the Lions in this one. So where I was thinking this could be a trap game, and it still could be. I'm picking the Lions because the Lions are the right pick, but this is the game that could trip up any team, never mind just the Lions, but any team. If you overlook Baker can go off for 265 and 3 touchdowns, and if he gets a running game going, which I don't think they will, if all things fall into place for Tampa Bay, this could be the trip up game.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Next.
Next, oh, come on. You're horrible. You're the worst. What time are you out?
I was
here?
impressed a second ago. What are you talking about?
You're out. You're out in 30 minutes. You have to leave at 11, right? You got to work.
Yeah, I got shit to
All
do.
right. Yeah, you got shit to do. All right, fine. That being said, all right. So Washington and Atlanta. This is one of those games again. There you got two teams that are mediocre. It's going to be a great game because you just don't know what you're going to get.
Or it could be a shit game. It could be. I'm just saying.
By the way, 18-6 in favor of Baltimore. They could not get in the end zone yet again. They got through 1 of 4 times. Good. Anyway. But what do you think you're going to see? You've seen Atlanta team a couple of weeks fall to the Jaguar. Last week they win.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, and that was a good win from them because most people didn't pick them. Only a few people picked them. Are they going to be that team that we saw last week, or what team do you think is going to end up showing up? I mean, the Commanders were just god awful last week, and I see a trend as far as Washington is concerned. Is that I never thought they were good, but they're just proving it lately that they just don't have what it takes.
Well, they kind of got their heart taken out of them when they lost to the Eagles because that was a close one.
Yes,
and then they got the hell kicked out in the following week when they got shut out completely
by the Bears.
By the Bears of all teams. So
of all teams, exactly.
Yeah. So you're going into Atlanta. Atlanta's feeling pretty good about themselves. They got a solid running game. Say what you want to about their quarterback. I mean, you know what? If he can limit his mistakes for the first year, he'll be fine. Now, once again, this is the whole Dak Prescott conversation. Limit your mistakes early, and then then the league will catch up with you next year. That's not until next year, though.
Right. This is this week.
Yeah, this week. I think because Atlanta's playing at home, and also because I think the Commanders don't have a whole lot right now. Like as far as fight. Now I say
impressing people.
And by the way, this is not a divisional game, so clearly this is more of. Who we got on the list? Oh, Atlanta. Right. Okay. That I mean, there's no pumping you up over an Atlanta game. That's the thing is a team like Washington needs the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants to motivate them to think, okay, we're gonna take this game serious. We're gonna get up for it. It's Atlanta. Atlanta's not necessarily click on all hills, but they're doing a lot better than the Commanders, and that's why I think the trend will continue. Now. I say that, and Washington will probably go in and get 2 interceptions from the Atlanta quarterback, and then the game is over. It could easily be that. It could easily be that, and ultimately they find their mojo for this game, and boom, now they're a threat again. Remember, it's the NFC East, right? Every team except for the Giants is going to be in the hunt somehow, some way, and that includes Dallas. So that's just the nature of the beast. Now. You still got to get through it. You still got to get through Philadelphia, which is going to be the hardest issue to do. But then again, you're probably playing for a wild card. So
exactly. I agree. So, but think about that. Think about this. As far as today's game is concerned, I look at the fourth quarter of this game for these teams. Washington, they're third in the NFL, scoring almost 10 points a game in the fourth quarter. Why? Because they give up so much, they have to recover to try to get back into football games. When you look at the other side of it, where Atlanta is in the fourth quarter, they only give up 4 points in the fourth quarter. That's fifth in the NFL. This is a fourth quarter game, big time. I mean, granted, now I'm not saying anything that is not elementary to football. Most games come down to the fourth quarter, but when you look at these two teams, you have to say that. What kind of trajectory? Hey, I even did it. I stuttered a little bit, but where are they at? I mean, the Washington's coming back, and the difference is Atlanta might be coming back, but in a lot of the games, they're not behind. They're trying to extend that lead. I like Atlanta today, and more the fact that they are at home. More in the fact that I like their quarterback situation, even though it's a young quarterback. I like their quarterback. It's more established. It is, what it is. You're looking at this football team. This is the team you're getting. And I think what Reeder is doing is putting them at the middle of the pack this year. Okay. And maybe he might be the answer in Atlanta for the next 5-6 years. We don't know. That having been said, he is on that way of becoming what young quarterbacks establish themselves to be franchise quarterbacks. And he might be that guy. I'm not sold on him being that guy for a long period of time right now, but maybe next year or the year after that, I might be. But in today's game, it's just a bad football game that'll be interesting. However, if they figure out how to stay in this game, that's going to be the difference as far as Washington. If they can figure out how to stay in this game, then it becomes that fourth quarter game. That's where I see Atlanta going. But the Commanders are who they are. And by the way, there's another coaching guy, spot that might be open for a new head coach. Chico is having a tough time in Washington, and their expectations were not where they are today. But obviously, at the end of the season, that's going to be a big decision on where Washington's going to be with the new regime that's in Washington. Will they give him one more year? Or
it's going to depend what's out there. I mean, if Dan Quinn is tired of,
it's a good point.
If Dan Quinn is tired of subpar football from the Dallas offense, he might want to jump.
Well, getting back to that Cowboy game, okay. Getting back to that, this is the Dan Quinn game. Listen, there's a cancer on the Dallas Cowboys, and it's not Dak Prescott.
No.
It is not anybody is out on the football. It's the head coach of this football team.
No. Oh no. See, Mike
McCarthy is the cancer for this football team.
Listen. I get you're not. I get you're not a McCarthy fan. They got bigger cancer than that. He owns the damn team.
Well,
because
but you can't change that.
No, you can't.
Yes, he is the king. No question. Jerry Jones thinks he is the cancer.
He is terminal cancer for the Cowboy team because he lives on past glory from 27 freaking years ago.
Yes.
And
yes.
He wants to talk about, did you enjoy those 3 Super Bowls? I bet you did. Well, I would like to get 3 more if I could. I know beggars can't be choosers, but you've had over 2 decades, almost 3, to prove us wrong. And I'm sorry. I get it. He said when Jimmy Johnson walked out the door, he said, I can get one of 500 coaches to take this team to a Super Bowl, and Barry Switzer did. He did it with Jimmy's team, and that's fine. Kudos to him. It is what it is. But that was his one response to saying, see, I told you I could do it. He hasn't done it since. And we have gone through, here we go. Chan Gailey, Dave Campo, Bill Parcells. I know.
Didn't Gailey win one?
A Super Bowl?
Yeah, didn't Gailey?
Not with the Cowboys.
Okay, all right.
No, what Wade Phillips came through here. I mean, you've had and
by the way, what do they all have in common?
Jason Garrett's been there. Oh yeah, they're all Jerry picked.
Yeah, yes men. They're yes men.
Yeah. Well, Parcells not really a yes man.
Parcells.
But Parcells, look, I ain't gonna lie. When Parcells was coach of the Cowboys, I didn't get it. Because he wasn't all about. Clearly, he's not about fancy points. Which the point for me, I'm on the road as a truck driver. I'm looking at fancy points. Okay. So he's in the winning game 13-10. Okay, great. I mean, good for you. But it was winning, kind of. But he had Quincy Carter, so he had that to deal with because Quincy was the answer.
Winning because when you can win with Quincy Carter, you're a damn good coach. And
that lasted 1 year.
Absolutely.
Then came in Vinny Testaverde. Then came in Oh God, the list of baseball pitchers that became quarterbacks for the Cowboys: Chad Hutchinson
Didn't they even
and Drew
have the
Henson.
backup that was with the Dallas, went to the Panthers and then brought him back? Do you remember who
Oh
that
yeah,
was?
I know. I remember the player. I don't remember the name though.
I can't.
But
It's here.
yeah,
It's not getting here.
it's not even there. It's not even there for me. But I think I vaguely remember that. But I mean, look, you've had all these opportunities to get better, but
Yes.
you have done nothing to fix anything. And yes, you may have glimpses of possibly this could be the team, but in reality, it wasn't. You had your 13-3 run that team. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Berline was a backup to Troy though, so that doesn't count. So but anyway, look, hell, Randall Cunningham was a backup to Troy. Okay,
I know.
So
I know.
hell, so was Rodney.
Berline went into. He was a starting quarterback in Carolina, and they brought him back for 1 year. Just so
But I mean, look, the cancer is real in Dallas. And it might be McCarthy. I just think he's being played. He's being played the cards that he's being dealt through the owner, and he's dealing with the fact that he loves Dak Prescott as a human being, and he's going to be a great quarterback. Well, that's because that's what the ownership's telling you to say. And when Dak Prescott is 3-26 in big game situations, if that doesn't answer any of your questions, you got a problem.
I think see, and that's an interesting stat, because that's when, and I've said it on this show probably 1,000 times. You can be the best quarterback prospect in the world, but if you're not winning against good football teams, you're not a real quarterback. You're not at least putting into where I can say you're a great quarterback. You got to win those big games, however it happens, whether it's defensively and you had nothing to do with it, or you're a big part of it and you're the reason why they win. Regardless, it's all about the W. It's the tick underneath the W.
Well, here's the thing. You cannot rely on your defense to put up 17 points a game.
That's true.
Your offense has got to put up something. And when you cannot drive the ball down the field at all against the 49ers, when other teams have, by the way, I mean, this is what pisses me off about last week's game more than anything. This is a game we were told by everybody on the Cowboys. This is the game we've been looking forward to. And
it's an NFC championship game.
But you come out 42-10 on the losing end of that.
I get it.
What were you looking forward to exactly? It wasn't the fact that you're playing in San Francisco, because people can win in San Francisco outside the Niners. Honestly, I think they fell into that effing team. Okay, I am more convinced now than I was before that the 49ers are the team to beat in the NFC. Okay.
Let me think about that.
And here's the thing:
nobody in the East, no one in the South. Yeah, I think you might be right.
And here's the thing: yes, it's Mr. Irrelevant doing it for everybody, and that's a. You know what? It's giving hope to those who are the last pick ever taken in the draft now, that this guy can do it. Maybe we can too. Now, he's got to win the playoff game and, advance. But if he does that, great. If he doesn't, then all of a sudden it's going to be all this for nothing. Then the Eagles go ahead and go to the Super Bowl again. But Dallas ain't going to do it anytime soon, because they don't have the makeup. They don't have the mental makeup. They don't have the physical makeup. And whether it's the coaching, the ownership, whatever the hell is, maybe Jerry needs to go buy another stadium just to see if and maybe turn the stadium sideways so the sun doesn't hit the field. I don't know. I don't know what he has to do. Okay?
Close the blinds, biatch.
Yeah, they have blinds there. They have, because when Bono comes to town, he insists, do not put the freaking windows on and have him blind us while we're playing in front of y'all. Don't have. I mean, when concerts come through, Bono
has more control than Jerry.
Apparently, or as Jerry calls him, Bruno, his best friend Bruno. Listen, It's time. It is truly time for a change in the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
7 years is too much. 7 years is a prison term for most people. Okay. Okay.
For murder.
For murder, 7 years and you get out. Okay. So,
Unless you're Lewis from the Baltimore Ravens and you get completely off, But
No,
yeah,
whatever.
that's another story.
but I'm saying enough's enough. I mean, Jerry has owned this team since 1989, and it's 2023. I am so bad with math, I'm not going to try to average that out, but it's over 30 years. It's over 30 years, and look.
And I agree with you.
He last won in 1995. Okay.
I know.
I was 20 years old. I am 48 right now. That's not a good thing.
But wait a second.
I don't want to hear you talking.
Jerry Jones is the cancer you have to live with. Jerry Jones is the cancer that's not going to kill this team.
And it's still killing the team, though. It's still killing the team.
Partially, but the thing that puts
Not
it
partially.
over. Well, no, the thing that helps the cancer get along is a Mike McCarthy. So,
once again,
Jerry Jones needs the right chemo to stop you from dying.
Well, he's never going to get that because, first of all, the cancer brought the other cancer on. Okay,
yeah,
so
I get it.
So there you go. I mean, look,
the head coach has got to be the chemo to keep you alive, and it's not Mike McCarthy.
Listen to me. Love my mother to death, and I'm, God rest her soul. She got lung cancer back in 2002, I think it was. 3 years later, she got brain cancer. One thing led to the other. This is what you got here with this. Okay? I'm glad you're laughing at my mother's death. But look.
Oh, shit.
Look, Jerry Jones, he's in quicksand. He's been in quicksand for a long time. He's been trying to dig his way out for the longest time. He's got a hold of
the vine. He ain't going down.
Jerry and Jerry Jr., Jerry Jones Jr. and Stephen Jones are going, we got you, Dad. We hold you up.
But that being said, by the way, 1813, so the Titans are only down 5.
They're coming back.
But Stephen Jones, okay, that's a good topic of discussion because Stephen Jones should be the one running the football portion of this football team, and that has not happened. And I also remember, and this is because Jerry's on the freaking radio 2 times a week when he shouldn't even be on there, but I remember him distinctly saying, I'm going to let Stephen take care of this. And he just can't do it. He doesn't have it in him to give up the reins.
When Jerry Jones goes on a radio program after you lose 42-10 and say, Dak Prescott is a quarterback that's going to lead the team to a Super Bowl.
Well, wait. Problem at that point. Okay, wait a minute. Then back these biatch up because I'm going to go back to what you said about what Michael Parsons said. Well, he's got to be the guy. This is what he has to say. That's what Jerry has to say. You think Jerry Jones? Hold on. You honestly think Jerry Jones is going to get up in a press conference, even though it's his show, and say, it's something different?
You're the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. You're not
right.
You're not the defensive end of the Cowboys. It's a different ball game. As a player, you try to sell yourself to the fans. As the owner, you got to try to sell your team to the fans. That's a whole different thing. Okay,
which by the way, he's really good at.
Jerry Jones can easily sit there and go, you know what? We're looking at all options right now. And quite frankly, I don't like where Dak's head is at right now. He does have problems with interceptions. He does have problems with this. Now, can he get better? Sure. But is he going to get worse? Oh, you hope not. So if he's going to get worse, we have to look at all things. You're the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody's job should be on the line. It's not just and by the way, that includes his, which unfortunately, he's the guy that said, if any general manager produced the same results that I had produced as general manager, I would have fired his ass a long time ago. Okay.
But that's the part you're not going to be able to change. I know you.
No, I know that. But don't you see that there's a problem there?
Oh, I see the problem from.
Okay.
miles away.
So
but
here's
that
the thing.
doesn't mean that part's going to change.
Listen. As long as Jerry Jones thinks that Dak Prescott is going to be the guy, we're going to have a problem, and we're not going to win.
Well, you know why that is. Do you know why he said that? But you said it, but I don't think you realize you said, you know why that is, right?
Oh, tell me. Go ahead.
Because two reasons. Number one, not the one that you said, he has to say that. And number two is the quarterback, he's still under contract. That money's guaranteed.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
and by the way,
that's why he has to say it.
That's why he does not have a movable contract right now. No, he does not.
Absolutely.
And you can now. I hate that you do that. You know, look you can cut him. You can cut him and take a hell of a hit, salary cap wise. That's why Stephen Jones is there. He's a financial guy to sit there and say, this is what works for our draft capital. I mean,
Daddy, we can't do this. Daddy, we can't do this.
That's Jerry Jr. saying that. No. Okay. Look, Stephen Jones, when Stephen Jones officially takes over this team, I don't know if it's going to be any better because he's had Jerry Jones to learn from for the last however many years.
That I get what you're saying, but if there's any chance, so you're saying there's a chance?
No, there's no chance.
So
get over yourself.
So it don't matter. We just got to get rid of the Joneses.
Listen. I would never wish anything on people like that because, you know, that's not the right thing to do. Although, you know, if you're Nate Lawson, you know, I'm coming after you, pal.
Shut up. I read it.
Why not?
Why not? Right? Yeah, I get it.
Look, he's talking a lot of smack right now, and
he is. But
boy, you know,
Gabe's one big man that you lost. You lost a big man. You know who you need to get? I don't know if it's possible to get him away from that other guy. You need to get Jay Sosay part of the network. I mean, if you're gonna do it, Jay Sosay, he would be the leader of.
First of all, Jay Sosay is a part-time SOAR guy. Okay, I need a full-time SOAR guy. I need someone I can bring in that's going to stay with the company and help me grow the network. Elizer's great, don't get me wrong, but then also they go and change.
By the way, which was I saw he's the champion, right? I just saw that, right?
Yeah. Because no one can really officially beat him one-on-one, they make the title a 24/7 title.
Yeah.
Okay?
Why did they do that again? Was that a Sir Mo move?
Oh yeah, of course it was. Because here's the thing. They took away the tag titles from us because no one can beat us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, we did not lose anybody, and now we're no longer the SWORD Tag Team Champions. They changed the rules for the.
Do they even have SWORD Championship, or is it all OIWA?
OIWA now. It's all this. So, the SWORD Junior Heavyweight Championship, I'm willing to bet you, once the person who beats Eliza can run away from the building and stay the champion for more than a day, they will change the rules on that and make it okay. It's not 24/7 anymore.
I don't like the 24/7. So
I don't like it.
If you do hear this, not that I have any pull, I don't like the Junior Heavyweight Championship as a 24/7. Although you're pretty happy with your boy Eliza for getting it back the way he did.
Oh, very much so. Because here's
it's amazing how the cameras were there too.
Don't worry about that. Look. You know, when I have Nate Lawson posting a video of the new SWORD Junior Heavyweight Champion, D'Anthony Price, and then an hour later he loses it, I'm sitting there going, and because that's all we have to go on now. If the title's still going to be on the line, once again, do you think Sir Mo's got any love for D'Anthony Price after D'Anthony Price and referee Joey are going at it, and Joey's one of Sir Mo's guys? No. Trust me. Look.
Wait, didn't Joey do the 1, 2, 3 on you? Didn't Joey do the 1, 2, 3 on your?
On what?
That was Joey, right? Doing the 1, 2, 3 when Eliza.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
But look,
you confuse me half the time.
Hey, Godfield, I don't know what goes on. I don't know what goes on in Arkansas. So,
I'm doing a gorilla on you. I don't know. I'm just, making the valid point to the crazy color commentary guy.
But you've not made one valid point yet, sir. Quit taking yourself way too seriously.
Oh no! I still watch what's going on in SOAR. There's some personal things I think that need to be changed, not the ones you're talking about, but there's some personal ones I think needs to change.
You know what though? If I can bring in Omega, he's got the Southern Extreme Championship title. Mm-hmm. He's got 4 other titles from other promotions.
Yeah, but he's a part-timer just like Jay Sosay. Would you rather have Omega or Jay Sosay?
Well, here's the thing. I can trust Omega. I mean, first of all,
why? Because he's your boy?
Yeah. Because when SOAR Championship Wrestling looked at our show and says, you know what if we got Omega to destroy the network? And Omega was willing to do that. I mean, he for the right price, but then I paid him more, and he destroyed his own team. So, first of all, me and Omega, we're very tight. Okay, we're very, very tight, and I
know he's on your show quite a bit. I watch. I see him there every week. By the way, he looks good with glasses too. He looks good without them, but he looks good with them. I hate that. It was
weird this past week because he was doing the entire show from a closet. I'm like, well, when Omega's in the closet, nothing good ever comes from that. So clearly,
yeah, there you go. You can't, you can't get back from that.
No. But no, look, just wrap up CM because I got to go here in a few minutes. Just real quickly, I'm gonna run down my picks with you real quick, if you're cool with that. Sure. And you can ask your questions later because I don't got time to put with your shit.
San Francisco and Cleveland.
Well, honestly, give me a second. Okay, San Francisco.
Okay. Seattle at Cincy.
Give me Cincy.
Minnesota at Chicago. I didn't get your pick before Cuervo left.
Chicago. I did change it. Though because once I remember that Jefferson was out, I was like, yeah, they're screwed.
Yeah. All right. Carolina and Miami.
Well, let me just say this about this real quick. Okay.
Okay.
In the picks of everybody who's picking on the Yahoo thing, try to find where that game is. Here it is. 99.22% is picking Miami. Who is this? Who is the 0.78% that's picking the Carolina?
Homers.
Okay. Well, clearly I'm going to go Miami.
Yeah. All right. So, New Orleans and Houston in Houston. That's a tough one, man. That's the toughest game. You want to talk about mediocre. That's what you're.
I've originally picked the Saints, and that might just be out of habit for picking against Houston.
Hey, you never know. Houston's actually been playing some good ball.
Okay, I changed my pick to Houston. So there you go.
All right, so Houston. All right, and then New England and the Raiders.
Can you believe that? Well, first of all, who's going to be the quarterback for the Patriots?
You don't know because Bill Belichick doesn't let you know. You don't know who's going to walk in there. As of right now, my only thinking is it's going to be Mac Jones because he doesn't want to give up on his guy.
How's the Raiders' defense this year?
It's not horrible.
Okay. How's the Patriots' offense this year?
It's horrible.
And there's your answer.
It's terrible. Crazy knucklehead is terrible.
It's just bad.
There's your answer. I'm picking the Raiders.
Yeah. One day I'd just like to see Bill Belichick on the sideline doing this.
This is total BS.
I would just love to be able to see.
I don't think he has it in him. Okay,
I don't know if he. I think you're right. Arizona and the Rams.
Well, considering the fact that Arizona's only won one game, and that was against the Dallas Cowboys, and the Rams and
Thank them.
yeah, okay, fine. I'm glad you're happy with that. I wasn't.
I am. Just makes me feel good.
I'm sure it does.
Bitch slapped them.
You know, Benadryl will make you feel better too. I'm just saying. I mean,
yeah, that's true. It make you sleepy.
All right, I can really use that right now.
Hey, I got 8 hours of sleep and a pot of coffee in me. I'm doing really good.
Fuck off. Okay, give me the Rams.
Let's see here. Philly and the Jets. Jets.
It's amazing. It's one game where the fans cheer out the letters of each team.
Yeah, that's true.
Because the fans are
Jets more because that's all they got. The Eagles at least got something to watch on.
Well, again, this is the NFL. This is the NFL saying, guys, Aaron Rodgers and the Jets at home taking on the Eagles. It'll be a big game for us.
God, that was gonna be a good game. That was gonna be a big game. They just pulled the rug out from underneath them.
Damn Chiefs. But anyway,
hey, but I'm telling you right now, don't sleep on that Jets defense. And if for some reason they can figure out a way to score, this could be a
well until they figure out a way to score. The Eagles are going to kill them. So the Eagles.
I agree with you on that. I get what you're saying. So and the Giants taking on the Buffalo Bills.
Well, once again.
God, what a bad friggin' Sunday night football game. Damn, I wish they just make the change.
Well, once again, clearly they're looking at the Bills, but because the Giants are the New York brand, they're looking at, it's a New York game, so what the hell? Basically a throwaway game. But anyway, but once again, this is Sunday night football, right?
Yeah, Sunday night friggin' football.
Okay,
I might not even freaking watch it.
So this isn't the game where the Manning brothers called it. It's the Monday night game they call, right?
Yeah, they call Monday night.
Okay, so they even screwed them out of it. Okay, 98.85% have picked the Bills again. 1.15% have picked the Giants.
And that was or they're people who know this game that we are just missing something.
Yeah,
I hate that one. It's like when Vegas comes out with a freaking number, and you're like, "What?" They're not. I hate it because they know something we don't, and that pisses me off. But
that's one of those saying it's either a homer or it could be a genius.
Well, we don't have too many experts on Yahoo Pick'em, so it's probably.
Listen, I know who picked them. Damien Brassard, your team's gonna lose. It's gonna be the Bills.
All right, so that takes care of you. You gotta go to work. It's 11:02.
Hold on a second. I have one thing. I have one thing to say before you close the door on me and everything else. All
right.
The running quarterback. No, she's good now.
That was great. I love that. Thank you.
No, you're fine. No. Look. I love doing the show with you guys because once again, I love branching out from the wrestling thing and doing the other thing that I love is football. That's why I want people to check out the Cowboys show that we do. It's on YouTube. It's not on Facebook. Facebook's got issues with us. So just go check us out. We're on the Offshoots Network on YouTube. You also pick up if you miss the Offshoots TV show on there too. It also airs live on there as well. So Monday.
Why does Facebook have a problem with your show?
For some reason, when I tried to share from StreamYard to Facebook. Under my name, it's listed as private, and I've tried to change the setting on that, and I can't do it for some reason. But then they also came down to me because I was using highlight reels or whatever.
Yeah, and they don't like that. That's the reason why last year when we were doing the highlights, We didn't go to we no, they didn't mind it on Facebook. They minded it on YouTube. I couldn't get it through YouTube, so it's really weird how all that works. So we went to Twitch and Twitter.
But here's the thing, though. Like, there's a thing out there called fair use that you can. I mean, that's how like, you know, people are doing movie reactions and stuff like that, right? If you're only showing maybe 5% to 15% of the actual movie itself, you can talk over as long as you're critiquing it, which is what we're doing.
Right.
Or for some reason, I guess the NFL doesn't like them doesn't like you might to
or WWE has something against it and more pull on their being pissed off about it than others.
Well, once again, they get over millions of subscribers to all their channels and everything else. But yeah, you can go on WWE. I mean, you go on YouTube and look up anything for WWE and find footage of Hogan slamming Andre or whatever else. So I'm like,
absolutely, and you know, Stranglehold, you can hear 100% from other people's versions.
Speaking of which,
yes.
Did you see the Move On Air trailer?
I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, I know when I say this, I know I'm in the minority.
Okay.
I'm not impressed with them as a group, as far as wrestling is concerned. Okay. just my opinion. And I know I'm not. Now, I was a fan of the Texas Tornado. I was a fan of it. Was it Kerry?
Kerry Von Erich, yeah.
I liked him. I'm not a fan. And granted, think about Kerry Von Erich in the WWE was 5 years. That's it. And 4 of those 5 years, he didn't really even get a push. He didn't even get
you're wrong. You're wrong.
How many years was Kerry Von Erich in the WWE?
Kerry Von Erich came in summer of 1990.
Okay. How long did he last?
Can you let me finish? He died February of 93.
Oh, okay. There you go. So 3 years. So I'm just what I'm saying that we only got like a year of him.
So he lasted 2 years, but only got a 6-month push.
Right.
Okay. Now he got the push because he was Kerry Von Erich, and he looked like a genetic whatever he was.
Oh God, he looked like
I mean, he was everything Vince loved. Okay.
Jesus.
The only thing he had that Vince didn't like was a wooden leg. All right. So, look, here's the thing. The trailer, I think, looked really good. The story is not going to be about the rest. The wrestling's the backdrop. It's kind of like with the wrestler, okay?
Right.
Wrestling was the backdrop. The story is about the guy who plays that. So, actually, now, once again, I grew up in Texas. Never really got the Von Erichs. I mean, my introduction to wrestling was Saturday Night's Main Event with Roddy Piper and Uncle Elmer. So
there you go.
I don't have any world class memories to really speak of. And I'm a good
Texas legend.
Yeah, and I am good friends with James Beard, who's in the movie. I saw him in the trailer. You know, I'm excited to see what MJF's going to do as Lance Von Erich, who's not really a Von Erich, and I'm excited to see how they're going to do all this stuff with him. As far as what story are they going to tell? Are they going to tell the story that's going to make the world-class fans happy, or are they going to tell the real story? Because the real story is really, really fascinating. Because
I agree with you. And don't you hate it when you don't get that story?
Right,
that but you should be expecting based upon biography kind of thing.
I think we're going to get the dark side of the ring story, where it's going to be stuff that we now know more about now because of different podcasts that have come out and different specials on the Von Erich and everything else. Mm-hmm. So clearly, we're not going to not know what killed the boys. We're not going to not know what all changes happened.
Oh, what killed those boys?
Yeah,
let's get serious.
Well, I mean, David's deal was kind of up in the air. Was it bacterial poisoning or was it drug overdose? We don't know because it was in Japan. Now, Mike and Chris and Kerry, we all know. Okay, so and Jack Jr. for that matter, we know about him being electrocuted. So I mean, so clearly the story of Kevin Von Erich and how he tolerated all this and how he came through it is going to be the story they're going to try to tell. I'm sure
it should be the story.
Yeah, it should be. So, but I want to the story of how when World Class and USWA joined together and how Kevin was missing dates, and Kevin was missing bookings, and still wanted to get paid for it all, and stuff like that. Just stuff I heard Jeff Jarrett talk about how him and his dad were part of that entire deal, and how the Von Erichs, they didn't want to sell, but they had to sell. But then when they're going to sell, this is what comes with the sell, and it's a whole jacked up thing. And once again, you got to remember, these are some jacked up individuals as well. Okay,
But going into it,
yeah, going into it, and look, as beloved as they were, there was a criminal element to it. There was
Absolutely.
a crooked criminal element to it, and you cannot hide from that. Now, again, those who know the boys and those who they knew that part of it, but they also kind of came to understand. Kind of like they always say, there's no real secrets in wrestling because everybody knows everything. But
everybody knows everything, but whether or not they're well known.
Yeah, well, the thing is, when it comes to the live day, and all of a sudden, oh, well, we can't believe he did that. When you pretty much knew he did that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of that crap has gone on, and it's a lot.
You know who was doing a big part of that is Jericho, really kind of pushing a lot of that stuff out, just so that.
Yeah, I was Jericho.
I hear more about Jericho doing it than others. I mean, some others are doing it, but Jericho's on a. Which, by the way, I love. I love the backstories because I love the.
I love
the whole story of what wrestling is, and I can separate it. Some can't.
Yes, yeah. The problem is some can't, and some take the backstage stuff and they think, well, that's what's gonna mess with my liking or not liking of the product. And I don't
get that.
Well, see, here's the thing. I like seeing magic shows. I don't want to know how they do it. I just want to see them do it. I don't need to see everything. I need to see the trick itself, be amazed, and move on.
Right.
That's just me. Fans nowadays, they got to get behind the curtain to say, okay, he's going to push him to go into that for next week, and the next week, and that's too much. Once again, that is for those in the know. People like me who are backstage working with, the people I have to work with.
But you know why that's happening, right? You know why that's happening. Because they're not making money anymore, and the only way they can make it is telling these freaking stories about the behind the curtain thing.
You know what?
I enjoy the back, but I would enjoy it more not knowing. I'll
look
put it out there, but I can separate it. But I mean, look at Kevin Nash. He's doing it. He's doing one. Flair's doing all these guys who are not making any money anywhere anymore except going to these indie promotion, getting $30 for a picture to be taken. The only way they make money is by telling their stories and putting themselves out there that way. Hell, even Jake the Snake, for God's sake, is doing one with Diamond Dallas Page, and it's horrible, by the way. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah,
that's the only way they can make money because they don't have they've dived so much into the wrestling. It is who they are, and it will define them for the rest of their life. I mean, could you imagine walking into a McDonald's and seeing Jake the Snake behind the fucking counter? I mean, although that'd be kind of cool, but I mean, you're just not gonna see it.
Boy, can you picture that raspy voice saying, "You got fries with this gone."
Nah. You want extra pickle, bitch?
well, yeah, but yeah, I mean, his podcast is somewhat unlistenable because he talks away from the mic and you can barely hear him,
and he talks way too long on a subject.
Yeah, and Flair's wasn't that good because he talks about himself. He'll bring a guest on to talk about himself, which is weird. Yeah. He's like, hey, so I got Bret Hart here. Remember that one time we were at the bar and I got this and I got that? And,
it's worse than listening to a drunk at a bar reminiscing about his life. That's how bad. Flair's is unwatchable too.
By the way, for Flair to sit there and go, I want to wrestle another match. No, don't. We saw your last match. It was shit.
I heard that. He wants I got one more in me. No, you don't. You didn't have it in you in the last one.
No,
the last one with Shawn Michaels was the last one you had in you.
Yeah, and the ones you did in TNA and the ones you did with Jeff Jarrett, I'm saying, when you pass out twice in your match.
Yeah, that's
It's time to go.
The only thing, Jay Lethal and Flair and TNA. Listen, you can't beat it. It should be the most watched one that is out there. Lethal, if I was sitting there listening to that, I would have thought Lethal was Ric Flair before I thought Ric Flair was who he was. Lethal is great.
You know what though?
And his savage is spot on.
You're right. Look, someone says, going back to the backstage scene, we're going to let you go. Myself and Nate Lawson have had a 3-year feud, if you want to call it that, where I've been on commentary with you. Yes. In fact, his debut in wrestling was our first time we called a match together, which was against
it? I don't remember that.
Do we have
it somewhere? I'd love to see that again.
You and I think you and I met up at that guy's house to do the post recording of the match.
That's right.
Yeah, and it didn't take, but the thing was though is that that we've called his career that we've seen it soar. Okay,
pretty much.
We've seen the ups, we've seen the downs, we've seen the retirements, we've seen this, we've seen that, and I've said a lot of things. Mostly I'm right about, and I mean,
is that right?
I mean, look. He'll even tell you one of the funniest things he goes back to all the time was when we were calling the cage match with him and Dante Smiley, and he was outside the ring trying to get away from Dante. Yeah. And I threw out. I'm willing to bet that Nate's new kid is underneath the ring trying to hand his dad a wrench. And for Nate to come up to me and say, "You know what's funny? My wife really hates you."
You're doing your job.
So
I don't think his daughter is a big fan of you either.
No, she's not, and the mom's not either. Really, I mean, I've pretty much pissed off the entire Lawson family.
By the way, you handled that better than Bobby Heenan would have handled that. Just so that you know, Bobby Heenan would have got himself in a lot of trouble.
Listen, I'm considering sending his wife Anita some flowers and a card.
Yeah,
on the card,
like on the card, you did it right.
No, well, I haven't done it yet, but on the card it'll say to Anita. Well, you can't all pick winners, so or send a nice mother's card.
His wife always loved me.
Well, clearly she has no taste. But anyway, I mean, look,
she's got great taste, I think.
Whatever. Okay, whatever. From him to you. That's not saying a lot. But look, I was going to send one to his mom. A nice mother's card. Say, to Sherry. Not every son can be a winner. I'm sorry. So hey, I can help them out and put Nate into retirement really quick. So I mean, because all you have to do is let him lose his confidence one time, and he retires. He goes away. And then he comes back. You feel with no energy. I mean, all of a sudden the guy's like solar powered, right? He comes back, he's ready to roll, and then he loses again. He's like, "Well, I'm gonna go hide for a little bit and go retire."
You are awful. You are.
Oh, I'm awful. I'm stating facts here, sir.
Terrible. Crazy knucklehead are terrible.
Look, you and I called the match when they were over in Memphis. We called that from the confines road home.
Which, by the way, I don't know what happened with that idea.
I don't know. But because the lag and everything else. Anyway, we watched Nate lose the sore heavyweight championship that he won so hard that he won. After the cage match against Dante, he lost to DJ Brown.
I remember that Memphis. Over in Memphis. So we called that match.
Yes. Then he went away. He retired. He moved on. Okay, great. Then he comes back. He's ready to make that big comeback. And he goes and he wins the CKW Heavyweight Championship. Good for him. It's in Arkansas. Doesn't really count. It's in Arkansas. Whatever. Anyway, so
okay.
He goes over. But the fans are bullying him. You and I are calling the match. You're looking at me going, "What's going on here? They're cheering for Dante, and Dante's the bad guy."
I
I'm like,
remember that.
because Dante's motivating people. Dante Smalley is motivating you to sit and go, come stand on the top of the mountain with me. We're gonna be kings. But you get a bit higher, I'm gonna push you off the mountain. That's just how he is. Nate was dealing with issues of not having the self-confidence, of now that he's not so great to the fans anymore. What is he? He's just Nate the average, and nobody wants that. So
although his pop, whenever he comes back, is the loudest in the building.
Whatever. I mean,
there we go. I'm stating the obvious. I'm sorry.
I'd come in there to help him out, to legitimately help the man out, and say, well, you don't need these people.
That was genuine, right?
Yeah. Flip the script and do what you have to do to make you great again, because you ain't great. You've not been great. I for a long time, I used to just sit in your seat. Yeah, you've gone past that now. You've gone to the point where you've been the champion. Good for you. But you lost the belt. Then you went away. Then you come back. You went to what's going for you? Once again, Sword closes down because of Sir Mo at the time. He still has a CKW championship. I asked him point blank, would you let me go with you out there to Arkansas? Of all things, the Father will make time for you. I will do that. He said, no, I got it, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, you weren't going anyway. You got something against Arkansas.
No. I would do that to save someone I consider at that point a friend, someone that I'm actually working with. But he tells me no, so I adhere to his wishes. He goes out there and he loses the title. Imagine that. He loses the title. And
you're saying he lost the title because he wasn't with you, is what you're
saying. If I only ask you a question. Have I had a guy lose a title that I've been at ringside for? No.
Okay.
I mean, the Tribe City Playmakers did not lose the tag team titles because I was at ringside. They lost the tag team titles because Sore Management just took it off of them. Okay. Eliza lost the Junior Heavyweight Championship because I was a commentary, but he got it back. So good for him.
Yeah, but you were at ringside for that one.
I was they put the commentary table up at ringside now, so I'm there.
No, I'm talking about in the restaurant today, or yesterday. Was it yesterday?
No. I didn't go to. Once again, I did what I had to do with Arkansas with one simple thing. I took the future away from the Maldonados for a little bit. You know, when you CKW,
you are the only one that's been able to do that.
Yeah, I took him away from his proud family. Yeah, just because there's some issues. I took him away.
They couldn't even get them when Dante was rolling with his crew.
Right. So here's the thing. I had him for a little bit. Then Mommy and Daddy got in his ear and promised him a car, promised him whatever the hell they promised. I don't know. They took him away, but I proved my point. That's why I've never gone after AJ. I never went after him after that because I have no need to. I proved a point. And I could prove another point here to the Sword fans by telling everybody, Nate Lawson, you stuck your nose in the wrong business with the wrong person, someone who's got resources way beyond Sword Championship Wrestling, by the way. I've been doing podcasting for 9 years. I've interviewed a lot of different people, former NWA heavyweight champions, people from New Japan, people all over the globe. I've interviewed several of them. I've interviewed the Von Erichs. If I want to bring up Ross and Marshall and say, hey, can you do the Podfather a favor? They might do it. It might cost me a little bit, but and I'm sure they'll make it happen. Look, there are things I can do. I'm not done yet because I haven't felt the need to. But you're going to push my buttons
because you haven't felt the need.
I'm going to think to because I have that because I had the tag team championships. I had a junior heavyweight champion. I haven't had a heavyweight champion yet. But then again, when have I had a chance to really push for a heavyweight championship match when all they're doing is pushing their favorites? D'Anthony Price.
Well, how come he didn't? Why
Damien Daystar, Dean Fleming. You know, I mean, all those they're pushing them more than pushing any people I've got.
Well, why didn't you push him for that championship? He was asking you about that.
He was a current Sword he was a current Sword tag team champion. I'm not going to put him in 2 matches in one night. I'm going to save my investment with him, which was you're the current champion. Why risk you for something else? And why risk you getting hurt and have to drop the tag team titles before Sword stepped in?
It's the heavyweight championship. That's why.
But
out of all of them, wouldn't you rather have? Wouldn't you rather have the championship or the tag team championship?
You don't run your horses to death until you have to. And I didn't have to with Gabe. Okay? Gabe was special. I understood that. and I was willing to make him look. Him and Damian Daystar, they were tag team champions for a second, right?
Right, for a second, dropping the plate. Yep.
Right. So at that time, Sora looked at Damian Daystar and says, "You're our guy." They looked at Gabe and says, "You're not our guy." So I went in there and I said, "Gabe, you're my guy. I'm going to help you out. We get you back that Sora Tag Team Championship title. We're going to find somebody." We found somebody, Chris Irvin. Both guys came together. We all worked together as a team. They became Sora Tag Team Champions. Never lost a match. Never lost a match as champion. Really never lost a match before that.
By the way, how's Chris doing? When's the last time you talked to him?
Well, we kind of turned on him a couple weeks ago, so I have no idea.
I was just wondering if you remembered.
I mean, if he had to pay his dues. I'm sorry, but look, here's the thing. So I did that for him, and now he wanted more. Great, but you're still kind of under this other situation we got here with the tag titles. Once they took the titles away, and they said, "Okay, well, you guys want to have a match? You can be in the OIWA tag team turmoil thing." Okay, great. We signed our name to the line. We were 5 teams on there. 6 showed up. I had no idea about the 6th team, and they came out there and defeated us at the end. And they didn't defeat Gabe. They defeated the other guy that I had, Luke Justice, who was there to knock Chris out the way. So to do a favor for Gabe, by the way, because Gabe was getting tired of Chris. So I tried to appease Gabe as best I could, but clearly it was more of the flash and the flare of Nate the Great and this and that and bullshit and all this bullshit that I don't
valid points.
Not really valid at all because Nate's never been valid. I'm sorry. You don't win a title, lose it, and try to come back to fight for it.
You didn't just say that about.
Yes, I did. I'll say it again too because here's the thing: you don't ever retire after you lose your title match because your feelings got hurt, and then you go and step away, and then you come back and go, "Okay, I'm ready to go again," and then you lose again and go away again. Dude, he can't take losing very well.
Blasphemy!
I can't believe he can't take
losing very well. That's it. That's all it is. He cannot lose. He's a sore loser. So
he's a sore loser. Wait, did you just say did you italicize that sore loser? Not like sore, but SOAR.
No. SOER. SORE. I think about that. Look. You're finding humor in all this, okay? Because I think he's a little personal.
I do. I think you're correct.
You and I have call matches. He lost title matches. Where does he go? You and I will sit there on commentary several times. Man, I miss Nate the Great. I'm like, I don't. He don't want to show up.
I did miss Nate the Great.
He don't want to show up. He don't want to show up to defend his honor, to try to get it back. But he comes back. He comes back months later. Oh, damn near a year later. And he's got his fans, Nate, and they're all sitting there cheering for him because that's what he wants. He says he wants to give back. He tells me this. He's going to give back. He wants to hear his name cheered. That's all it is. That's all this is about. He wants to hear his name cheered.
Okay, I'm going to ask the obvious question. Are you worried that Nate the Great is going to be a better manager of Gabe than you ever were? Are you actually worried about that? I think that's where I would be.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. This all goes back to your little football success thing that you talked about earlier, okay?
Okay, all right.
So let's say Nate the Great
was ahead of you. That's right.
Don't worry about that. I miss picking a game on Thursday. It's not fair. Look, let's say that Nate the Great, I keep on saying this. Let's say that he takes Gabe and they actually win the SOAR Heavyweight Championship title. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Which, by the way, can very well happen. Gabe is a beast. He can do it.
I would think.
I have no doubt. And trust me, I'm not rooting against Gabe. Okay. Let's make this clear. I'm not rooting against Gabe.
Oh,
I'm rooting against Nate.
Okay.
Okay. So now, unfortunately,
and how does that help you with Gabe?
It doesn't, but I ain't worried about that.
Okay, all right.
So here's the thing. Does that make him a more success because he won the SOAR heavyweight championship over what I did with him having the tag team titles for a year? I mean, how are you measuring your success? Because if it's always weighed against what I'm doing, then you're just full of shit like everybody else. But
wait. Even Bobby Heenan, okay, your mentor, your hero, even said holding the heavyweight championship for a little while is 100 times better than holding a minuscule championship for a long time.
Okay, understand this though. Understand this. Think of the time frame that he said that. Nobody was getting the belt off of Hogan. Nobody. Okay? Not even Andre, although he did take it from for a second. But he did it without even Bobby being in ringside. So there's that. It was more than $1 Million Man and Virgil. So look, I'm sure Bobby Heenan managed a champion, Nick Bockwinkel. He managed him to great heights of the AWA back then. Clearly, it's not the WWE, but it was different era, different time, everything else. Nick Bockwinkel was a champion, okay? And he managed him for a long time as champion.
Yes, he did.
Okay? So he's got his own success there, and that's great. But in the meantime, he's had Intercontinental title gold with Rick Rude. He had tag team titles with whether it was the Brain Busters or it was somebody else. I can't remember down the road who they all were.
He's had a few.
He's had successes. That's the thing. He's had successes. I've had successes. Okay, and I'll have failures too. I'll never not own up to those. But one of my failures has never been how I've thought about Nate the Great, because on commentary I've been 100% real with him. I've been 100% real with you. And when him and I talked over a couple years ago, don't go play your shit. I see what you're doing.
Keeping it real.
Fuck. Look, I saw a little gleam in your eye going, oh, I could play something. Fuck you. Look,
I'm a genius.
That's not even close. But anyway, look. I took Nate and I said, look, let's get the positives out of all this. The fans are not your positive. You think they are? They're not. They're turning on you. They don't care about you. You need to go above that. You need to.
I will say that's true to a certain extent because we called it when it was going on. I'll agree with you to a certain extent.
How about all the way? Why don't you be on my side for once, huh?
I don't know if that's possible.
Does it hurt that bad to be on my side just once?
Because there's always a little bit inside your theories that are not nowhere close. Now, I will say mine are usually bigger than yours, but there's always
It's a size thing. Okay, anyway, look. Here's the thing. I gotta go because I got shit to do, and talking to you right now about this is probably where I shouldn't have done that. But hell, I'm
gonna cut it up. I'm gonna cut it up, and I'm gonna send it to Nate the Great. Is what I'm gonna cut it up.
Great. Look. Okay, well then chop this one up for you. Okay, because I bet you won't do this. All right.
Okay.
Look, if Nate the Great thinks he's going to find success at Sword Championship Wrestling as a manager because he's taking talent away from other people, ask himself this: what happens when someone else takes that talent away from him? What will he do?
Well,
will he regroup? Will he repackage? Will he do what he can to survive, or will he walk away? Will he retire because he doesn't take losses well? Give him that, and then get back.
When I send him this will be you're basically asking him that question right here. So I'll send that over to him. We'll see if there's an answer that comes from.
You know what? Before you send that though, before you send them all,
before I do it, what?
I'll tell you what.
You want to sweeten it a little bit better before I send it?
Well, I'll say. Listen, I hear that Nate the Great is going to be doing an interview with Joey, referee Joey, here pretty soon.
Okay.
I plan on watching.
Okay.
And I might get involved with it. So before you go and send everything to, let me talk to him face to face.
So when is that? When is that?
It should be soon. I know it could be this week. Thank you. I know Joey records on Thursday, and they had the OIWA thing this past Thursday. So they're just kind of busy doing that.
Mhm.
So let's wait and see until we do the face-to-face with him. Then you want to chop this thing up and send it to him? Do it. I don't care because the time on this doesn't matter after that. But let me talk to him personally because I got a lot to say to Nate the Great. I got a lot to say to that. By the way,
And we'll let it go. I'll let you do that on
Speaking of Joey, sir, I've given you so much hell for so long because you're from Arkansas and because that's what I do. But kudos, sir. You taking that Nate Vaughn and pulling it in, and after he pulled you out of the ring and you decking the hell out of him, I am so on board with that because no matter what you can say, sir, I may have been a thorn in your side at ringside, but I've never laid a hand on you, ever. I've never touched Joey the ref because I respect the authority that's in the ring.
Oh, is that what? Okay, all right.
Unlike Nate Vaughn, who took liberties with you, sir, and you cleaned his clock. I applaud you, sir. Kudos to you.
Okay,
Fantastic.
maybe I'll cut this part out and send it over to Nate Vaughn.
Nate Vaughn?
Yeah, cut this part and send it over to Nate Vaughn.
Well, why send it to Joey? Send it to Joey, okay?
I could send it to Joey too.
Yeah, kudos to him because he did a remarkable job. Once again, me and him may not see eye to eye. That's great. It happens. That's why it's like me and you, really. But I mean, but I'll never lay a hand on you. I'll never hit you. A, because you're too far of a reach. I can't fucking reach you. But also because, quite frankly, I have no reason to move the elderly.
And then there's another one is that Joey would clean your clock in about 2 seconds.
No, me and Joey are okay with that. We're fine.
Yeah, you're tight. You're tight, right? You're tight. Yeah.
Well, no.
Get the hell out of here with that. I'm not buying that shit. I'm just not doing it. But that's
all right. Well, look. Here's
go to work.
I'm extremely worn out. I gotta go to work now because because my people are calling me. And they're actually blowing up my phone around saying, "Where the hell are you?"
Get your ass to work. I'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir.
You got it. We're going to take a quick break here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. When we come back, I'll cover my picks for the rest of it.
And another thing.
At Wesson General Contracting Incorporated, we're your one-stop shop for all your general contracting needs. We are locally owned and with over 20 years of experience, so roofing, gutters, sidings, fence staining, painting, foundation problems, or roof damage are no problems at all. Give us a call at 214-200-5588. That's 214-200-5588. Wesson General Contractors. The prospect of retirement can be exciting and scary at the same time. At Nest Egg Wealth Advisors, we have found many people either approaching or currently in retirement failed to truly maximize some of the benefits offered to them, primarily Social Security. What is it? How does it work? It's simply not a benefit that you start receiving at age 62. Because these decisions are so important, my firm has assembled an informational packet on Social Security. If you would like a complimentary copy of Social Security Maximization, please give our office a call today at 972-412-6064 or visit us on the web at nesteggadvice.com. At the Jerry Bullet Training Center, we are a motivated team of coaches with the mindset of helping you achieve and reach your highest goals. Having developed and trained over 100 Division I athletes as well as Division II athletes, even professional athletes, the Bullet team definitely has the knowledge and mindset to take you to the next level. Check out our new 22,000 square foot facility and 3,000 square foot weight room, along with 4,500 square feet of outdoor turf and covered training area, along with football and soccer fields. Contact Melvin Bullitt at 214-326-7853 or visit their facility just outside of Waterview at 8900 Princeton Road in Rowlett.
Being taken for a ride? Check out Casso Insurance, serving Texans since 1981. Bundle your home, auto, or business insurance and save a ton. Casso Insurance on the corner of Main Street and Rowlett Road, where we make insurance fun. Or check us out on the web at CassoInsurance.com, where we always have the coffee pot on. Yeah, but is it fresh?
There is nothing that beats good home-cooked barbecue. Since 1941, Dickey's Barbecue has done all the cooking and you take all the credit. Come see us today at our Rowlett location, 5701 President George Bush Turnpike, Suite 110 in the Target Shopping Center. Whether you want to eat in or take it home, we will fix you up. For lip-smacking, rib-tickling, knee-slapping, foot-stomping, great-tasting barbecue, come see us at Dickey's Barbecue today.
Here at Fit Body Boot Camp, located in Saxe, the solution is here. Fast, long-lasting weight loss results and the healthy lifestyle you need to keep them. The key to your fat loss success is our signature afterburn workouts, as well as support and motivation from our world-class coaches, and an easy-to-follow nutrition program to help you keep the fat off. Visit your local Fit Body Boot Camp in Saxe today to see the difference for yourself, or give us a call at 214-463-3005. That's 214-463-3005. Fit Body Boot Camp, Saxe. Saxe Ice House is a non-smoking craft beer and beer pub located in the heart of Saxe. The Ice House was opened to provide a friendly, clean, and female-friendly environment. Saxe was lacking a place for service industry, date nights, and girls' nights, as well as happy hours. Excellent service and top-notch food are our priority. On Tuesday, we offer 79-cent wings, as well as half-price burgers on Mondays. So check us out at the Ice House, located at 6501 Highway 78 in Saxe, or give us a call at 469-304-1550, or check us out on the web at saxeicehouse.com. Go Mustangs!
Everybody, we are back. As that being said, catch us 9 to noon every Sunday as we look at them all. And we break down the picture and who's going to win, who's not, as it is week number 6 of the NFL here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. Excited to talk about, good to have our regulars showing up. Lots of things going on. We only get them for a little while. We'll go ahead. We'll take that and keep them right here. And hopefully we'll have more next week. Always good to see Bryce from Brooklyn, Cuervo for a little bit before he had to go take care of some family business. And, of course, the Podfather joining us. Now, that being said, that's the name of this show. Is, you know, we've been talking the games and we've been talking about what's going on in them. As far as that, I want to get back to the Commanders Atlanta Falcons game. Just to let everybody know, I am on the Atlanta Falcons in this one, but this is a game. Again, we talk about if your team is going to be good, both of these teams should be looking at each other and say, yeah, we should win that game. And unfortunately, when you're both of these two teams, okay, you got to figure out how you're going to win this game. And, you know, right now, just basically, what worries me the most in reality as far as the Falcons and Washington is Washington averages about 21 points a game and Atlanta 16.6. So that being said, I looked at the other side as far as the scoring defense is concerned. It's one of those things that I always kind of look at. And Washington on the scoring defense is the 31st worst team in stopping a team to score. And it happens week in and week out, but you just don't know what game Washington will show up or the Atlanta Falcons. And that's what it boils down to. But these two face each other this week, so they got to figure out which ones are going to be there. So when I'm looking at the game, I saw that. I saw the deep, and this is a regular thing. So we'll end up seeing what's going to happen a little bit later on as far as that is concerned. By the way, Baltimore does get the victory today. So I'm 2 up in our pick'em for the week. I'm in second place. Bryce from Brooklyn. It shows we're tied, but he does have 1 pick. So he's ahead of me, Sonny Clark, the hardest working man in sports radio. So he's 1 game on top of me. But when you looked at what happened, everybody was on Baltimore. Everybody was on Kansas City. So they're, basically, and we had some that didn't get the picks in. I think Roadrunner might not be feeling well. Hopefully he's okay because he doesn't have the picks in for here. Hopefully he gets it in for the games that are happening here. But 2 games this week. Everybody's on the 2 games. Obi and Podfather didn't get their Thursday pick in for Kansas City, so they're behind in that one. Thank goodness. Gives me another stretch on the Podfather because even though I'm good at I don't want this to be black. I don't want it to be Hulk Hogan black. I really don't. So I got to at least beat the Podfather. But by the way, I am on the Atlanta Falcons today. I think they're the better team as of right now, playing better as a team. And this is the time. I mean, we're in week number 6. We should know what kind of team you are. But there are some teams out there still flirting on whether or not they're going to be good or going to be bad. So they're flirting with the idea of being good. Atlanta is one. Well, I don't think Washington is, but Atlanta is trying to flirt with being a good football team. And they're just not there as far as that is concerned. Now, the Cowboys and the Chargers, this is a tough game because, like I said, these 2 teams are the same, except for the fact of interceptions. Outside of the 1 game, Dak threw 3, but before that, last game, it was only 1 in 5 games or 4 games. But where the problem I'm worried about is that the scoring defense for the Dallas Cowboys, believe it or not, is only 7th in the NFL, and the Chargers are 24th in stopping scoring. And the Dallas Cowboys are 8th in the NFL for scoring. However, the Chargers are 7th. So when I'm looking at this, the difference is the points allowed with 26, but the Dallas Cowboys only with the average of 16.6. So the question then becomes whether or not someone's going to be able to stop someone. And when you look at Dallas and you look at Dak, and as far as the passing defense for the Chargers is horrible. They're giving up almost 300 yards a game, but Dak only throws for 200. So where's that number going to meet in the middle? Well, you could look at the defensive side of the ball for the Dallas Cowboys, only giving up 168 yards per game. So about half, just a little bit over half, about maybe 60% more than the Chargers are giving up. But the Chargers, on the other hand, they're scoring 27 points a game. But then again, so is the Dallas Cowboys. They're just right there in the same. But where the game can be won for the Dallas Cowboys is rushing the football. As the Chargers are the 17th in the NFL against the run. However, when you look at the other side, Dallas, they're 22nd in the NFL for giving up the run. But you got to look at who's going to be playing in this game. The injuries are a big story as far as who's going to be what. But Austin Eckler, he is probable for this game. He's got an ankle problem. I love me some Austin Eckler, and I like the Chargers. I want to pick the Cowboys, but parts of me, I'm saying, well, yes, the Dallas Cowboys should win this game, but I'm not. I'm just not there yet. Just more in the fact that I think what I'm seeing in Justin Herbert might be just exactly who they can be. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. Say whatever you want about how bad they are, that being the Cowboys, not doing what they need to do to win, how they're losing football games. You're still looking at the Dallas Cowboys as a team where this kind of game defines their season. But I don't think it's going to be on the Dallas Cowboys side, mainly because of what Trey said a little bit earlier in the show, is that this is not about the team. This is about Jerry Jones. And if they can't get past the Jerry Jones thing, what's going to happen with them? I love Justin Herbert. I love what he's doing. This is going to be a good Monday Night Football game outside the Sunday Night Football game, which is just absolute garbage. It's a horrible football game. On Monday Night Football, I am on the Chargers unless something changes, and then I'll change the pick. But as of this broadcast for Monday Night Football, that's where I'm at. So that takes us to Minnesota and Chicago. This is one I wanted to change based upon what I heard about Justin Jefferson. I want to say the Chicago Bears, but here's my thing. At 1-4, both of these teams, they're pretty much out of it. And there's going to be light rain going on in this game. It's going to be raining a little bit. And I don't know which team is better suited for some rain, but that's if and when it shows up. It's not definitely going to happen. There's a possibility of happening. But when I look at Minnesota, and I ask myself the question about Minnesota all the time, this football team, can it show up week to week and do what it needs to do? Or are we going to see something different? And I don't know if we are. And that goes for both sides of this, by the way. I mean, Justin Fields, this guy cannot throw the ball downfield. Say whatever you want about Kirk Cousins. The guy can throw down the field, and he's somewhat accurate doing it. But I'm going to tell you right now, when I look at where teams are today, which one is better today, which team is defining who they are, these two teams suck. And today it's going to be all about whether or not one can suck less, which means this is going to be an entertaining game. You know, and I don't know, more so as far as the game is concerned, what I'm looking at is the rushing game. Now, granted, you're looking at what teams do defensively as far as scoring, but the rushing defense, both these teams are right at the same on stopping the run. Chicago is 12th in the NFL stopping the run, only allowing 98 yards a game. On the other side, the flip side of that, Minnesota gives up 102. But the question is who's going to get more from the rushing? Parts of me really want to pick the Chicago Bears because they're 9th in the NFL in rush offense, but also understand who's getting that. And the question that you got to stop that guy. Well, you're looking at the rushing for Minnesota and the Vikings. I just, I question whether or not some guys can get the job done. And matter of fact, I always think of that. But when you see what's going on, you got Matson and Chandler running the football, And then if you throw in CJ Ham, he's a fullback. And then on the other side of it, for the Chicago Bears, you ask yourself, who does that? Well, it's really simple. When you look at the Bears, when you look at the Bears and let me get this, and outside of Justin Fields running the football, they have Khalil Herbert and then Rashad Johnson. They're pretty good. So that's why parts of me think that the Chicago Bears should win this football game. Parts of me think that ends up happening because they're at home. But I don't trust the Bears. I don't trust the Vikings either, but I trust a real quarterback. Yeah, I just said it, and I know everybody, Justin Fields, he's a running quarterback. And by the way, if you want to argue with me that Justin Fields is not a running quarterback, you don't even argue because you don't know football. Just take what it is and just live with it because that's what it is. And that's another reason why I'm going Vikings. They got a real quarterback. Now, granted, that don't mean that Justin Fields not going to run for 150 yards in this game. But let's be honest, when you're the Minnesota Vikings, the only person you're worried about on the offensive side of the ball is Justin Fields. So that's one of the reasons why I'm on that as far as the Bears are concerned. And that's not just to spite Cuervo, even though I get a lot of fun doing that sometimes. It's just the way it is. So that being said, just really quick, we're going to go rapid fire. The Seattle Seahawks and Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think there's a lot to really talk about in this reality, except for the fact Seattle's 3-1. Cincinnati's 2-3. Well, Cincinnati typically gets off to the slow part of the games. So guess what? That's just the way it is. Seattle's not a good football team. Their quarterback is not for real. And not only that, the Cincinnati defense is better than what's going on. So I'm going on Cincinnati. San Francisco, Cleveland, not a lot to talk about that. Cleveland don't have enough to stop this. Although I respect what Bryce said, that whether or not they can run the football, yes, is going to be a point, but they're not going to be able to. San Francisco is a football team that doesn't like to let people run the football on them. How do you know that, Sonny? Well, just look at what's happening on the rushing game. San Francisco's rush defense is second in the NFL, only allowing 64.2 rushing the football. That being said, Cleveland's giving up 71.8. That's fourth best. However, which team's better on the offensive side of the ball? I hate to bitch slap you with that fact. It is San Francisco. Miami and Carolina, not much to talk about. Miami should be able to roll over these guys really simple and go with it as far as that is concerned. The Detroit Lions. And I try to find, let's see here. Where is it at? Why can't I find that? There it is. Yes. All right. So I'm on Detroit. I was making sure I was on Detroit because earlier in the week, I was wondering whether I should go Tampa Bay, and just all the numbers in reality on Detroit and Tampa Bay, they're all on that side. And that's what it's going to be about. Indianapolis, Jacksonville. I took Jacksonville. New Orleans and Houston was a tough game to pick. I went ahead and decided to go with Houston in the game as far as that is concerned. I think they're the better football team right now. Las Vegas and New England, no chemistry, no identity, and that's even with the GOAT at the coaching side. Say whatever you want, that's what it is. So Las Vegas, I'm on the Raiders. They are also at home. Rams at home against Arizona. Arizona, listen, they're a better football team with their current quarterback, the one from Tennessee. His name's slipping my mind, but he's better than what they have with Kyler Murray because they're in football games closer and almost winning them. Yes, they're 1-4, but at the same time, they look like a better football team, but not better than the Rams. The Rams are kind of put together, but they got deficiencies on the offensive side of the ball. at times. The Jets at home taking on. This is going to be the game. And this is my pick because I think the Jets defensively are going to be there. It's just whether or not who's going to show up. Zach Wilson at the quarterback position. And if Zach actually shows up and is a real quarterback, this makes it an interesting game. Regardless, though, I'm on Philly. Buffalo, New York Giants, nothing to talk about. Buffalo all day long. So that's it. We went through them all, kind of did a little rapid fire, had a lot of fun talking to my man. What? Yes, it was nice to see you. I appreciate you being in and being part of the show, even if it was for just a little bit. So that being said, that's the name of the show. You'll catch us every week here on the Couch Potato Sports Show, leading you right into the Super Bowl at 9 to noon through the regular season. We might alter a little bit based upon when the playoffs are going to be played. If they start at noon we'll do the 9 to 12. If they start to 3, we'll do a 12 to 3. And we'll talk about it for 3 hours. Even though it's a playoff, we'll dive deep within them. So that's the way it is. Don't forget, we got Saxy Mustang football coming this week. I'm excited about that, as we're going to be coming to you from Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Outside of that, everybody, I hope everybody has a great Sunday. Hope everybody has a good work week. And we will check in next week here on the Couch Potato Sports Show. And that being said.